video brought to you by Coffee Brand Coffee. It's the best coffee branded coffee that's coffee that's branded coffee. It's coffee. It's really good coffee. You should check it out. Go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Use promo code VETS. That's VETS VETS. Get 10% off. Coffee!
I have a knife in my foot, Sergeant.
Oh, yes. Of course. That's it. The knife. What is your name, soldier?
Spitty Riker.
No. Your name is Private Idiot. You know why?
Because I have a knife in my foot.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Knife Hands here on Vets Talking. Big Rob, what is up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I was wondering if you were gonna make it. Did you get the time wrong?
No, I was just making sure I had permission from my wife.
Oh, okay. You had to ask the boss. I get that. I get that. Totally understandable. Welcome, dude. Welcome.
Thanks.
I kind of wish that I should have set this up and made this like a proper guest and all that, have a good introduction. We'll still talk to you, talk about your background. 75th Ranger Regiment here, everybody. Big Rob. Can't wait to talk to you a little bit about that stuff. Some good old times. And man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I got a poll in the YouTube chat right now. I want to hear from people who were over on Rumble as well, because I was on Jay Drunk 3PO's High Tea show today, and I didn't even realize until I was on there that it was exclusively on Rumble. And holy fuck, he had banger numbers on there for Rumble. So it really got me thinking that maybe we should just go ahead and make this a Rumble exclusive stream. Let me know in that poll on there what you all think. Would you be okay with doing this exclusively on Rumble? Because I really don't like having to censor ourselves over here on YouTube, especially when we're talking about all this politics and everything going on. So that being said, let's go around. We'll talk to a few people. Devil made me do it. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for the work you're doing on setting up these thumbnails. How you doing?
No problem. Doing good. Nice day to talk about the shit that's going on in the world and how it's all falling apart.
Yeah, it's a weird day. It's been so nice here in central Missouri, and I have been stuck inside every damn day. I haven't gone out and done nothing. It was like 67 degrees today in middle of November. I should have gone out and actually done something, but yeah, it's a good day to talk about all kinds of shit. You know what's really fucked up? So today I woke up around like 10 o'clock a.m., which is like my new YouTube fucking lazy ass schedule, and completely forgot that Jay's show started at 11. So I had 1 hour to get myself out of bed, make myself some coffee, throw some food in the microwave, and then jump on his show. And when I do the show, I've got all the windows closed and everything. 2 hours on stream. And I swear to God, it felt like it should have been nighttime because I'm so used to now this YouTube thing. I do these shows and I always get the show done at like midnight. So I got done. I turned off all the lights, turned off the computer, and I'm like, oh, it should be time for me to go to bed now. And it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon all day long. I felt like I should be going to bed, like it should be nighttime. So yeah, that got me fucked up. But I'm feeling good right now, though. I'm happy to be here and happy to talk about some of this shit. Rob, I'll get to you last here, buddy. My co-host with the most, Jesse the Common Nerd. Happy Thursday, man.
Happy Thursday, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, and excited to be on a show with Big Rob. Big Rob's been hanging out over on my Rumble chat almost all the time. Good to see you.
Hell yeah,
brother. Hell yeah. But yeah, man, I think everything's been good. Yeah, a lot of wild stuff going on in the news and politics as usual. We live in very turbulent times, but I'm excited to talk about it. And yeah, just rocking the world over there on Rumble since we're full time over there now, doing live streams twice a day, trying to get that membership built back up to where we had it over there on the YouTube so we can keep the grease flowing and keep the machine running with all those gears nice and greased up. So yeah, other than that, good times. I was over there checking out some G&G tabletop modding for those guys earlier. They're always having a good time over there, but yeah, can't leave my brothers, can't leave my brother vets all lonely to talk about all this politics stuff by themselves. I mean, they've got to have at least one intelligent guy. You got to have an Air Force guy here to really figure this stuff out. So
the one guy is smart enough to not join something like the Army or the Marines. Yep.
Dude, it was so funny too, because there was a couple of times I was like, because my mom was Army, right? And like, she was like, yeah, man, we got to throw a hand grenade in basic and like all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, that's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, I joined the Air Force. I didn't get to throw a hand grenade in basic. I mean, I went to the gas chamber, got to shoot the gun, but I'm like, and then things all went sideways in all the branches. And I'm like, yeah, no what? Fuck it. I'm glad I got out when I did. Cheers.
Right. I think I might have told this story before that when I was in basic training, when we do these like test throws with the dummy grenades, I was aiming for the box. I was aiming for this box that you're supposed to try to throw into. And by doing that, I threw it too lightly. And then that got then I got a fucking W for a week in shock written on my goddamn fucking helmet. I'm walking around looking like I'm a fucking pussy ass little bitch. Can't throw a fucking grenade. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed right now. And then it also means that when you actually throw the live grenade, the fucking drill sergeant jumps on top of you because they're worried that you're gonna underthrow it. So I got tackled by the drill sergeant. That's
my mom fucking threw her grenade, and hers was the only one that day that didn't fucking go off. It was a damn dud. It was the only one. And her fucking drill sergeant looks at her and goes, just had to be fucking special, didn't you, Carlson?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you Air Force folks don't have any reason to be playing with any grenades, and they probably don't want you doing that anyways. But this man down here's probably got a little experience with that. Big Rob, 75th Ranger Regiment, retired too, right?
Retired, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. By the way, I love the background, kind of same kind of setup I'm trying to go with. You got some patriotism, you got some liquor there, and you got some nerd shit with the Tron there. I actually just watched the second Tron movie just the other day. I love it.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's a little underrated, I think, in my opinion.
Oh, nice. Oh, wait, you mean part 2?
Yeah, part 2.
Yo, yeah, I agree.
Legacy? Yeah,
Legacy. Yeah, I really like that movie. Yeah, it is definitely underrated.
Yeah, but thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, tell us a little bit about your career.
Sure. So I enlisted in the Army back in '96, right out of high school, and I finished basic around '97. And I was actually a tanker at first. So I was on the Abrams from '97 to 2004. So during that time, obviously the invasion of Iraq, I was involved in that. And then in 2004, I got out at the advice of the local recruiter because I wanted to change MOSs, and I immediately got back in under a different MOS, and I got my my contract to go to 75th as a medic. So I went like completely different direction with my career from tanker to medic, and got in and was there ever since up until 2020 is when I retired.
Nice. Hell yeah. Where were you at in Iraq in 03?
So we started off in Kuwait, and then we went up north, and the first place we stopped, so we went west to a town called Hit. I don't know if you ever heard it. It's like a small little village outside of Ramadi.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, real.
Oh yeah, outside Ramadi. Yeah, on my second tour, I was at Camp Blue Diamond in Ramadi. So yeah, I am familiar with that. I never was there, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, so we were in Hit for a little bit, and then they sent us back to Ramadi for a little bit for the summer, and then for the winter we ended up going out to Haditha. So we finished our deployment in Haditha Dam.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was up in northern Iraq in Kirkuk with the 173rd during that time from March 2003, and I think I left in January the next year. So
it's crazy. I don't meet a lot of veterans from back in those days anymore. They're all kind of the fresh meat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it, it's a short time period, and we didn't have a full force there at the time. We really built up. So yeah, the invasion. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of veterans that you really run into that was there during the invasion portion. I will say this is I always felt very blessed at the fact that we got to fly in directly from Aviano Airfield in northern Italy straight into northern Iraq, whereas all y'all motherfuckers had to sit in Kirkuk for Kuwait for weeks. How long did you guys have to sit there in Kuwait before you got to go?
We're only there for about 2 weeks, I think. All of the initial force, like Third ID and all of them went way ahead of us. So we got there in process. They gave us the location of our vehicles that we had shipped over, and it couldn't have been more than a week and a half, 2 weeks before everybody launched. So.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 weeks before we went that we knew for fact that we were going. It's like there was kind of like this hint, like they were kind of like hinting that we might go, and the whole reason being because we were the contingency for, I can't remember, I think it was fourth ID. Was fourth ID or third that was supposed to go through the north?
I know Third ID was in front of us, but I know Fourth ID was up there too.
I think it was at least an element. Like I think it might have been like a brigade was positioned up in Turkey, and they were supposed to cross the border to open up the northern front. Initially, that was the plan, but Turkey had an election going on, and they didn't want to get mixed into that, so they said, "No, you're not going." And the contingency plan was the 173rd do an airborne operation, jump in. So they had us kind of on standby, like if we may have to do it. And then like 2 weeks prior, like, okay, y'all motherfuckers going to Iraq? Don't tell anybody. Because we got to sit there for like 2 weeks and basically silence. Like we couldn't tell anybody that we knew we were going.
Well, you guys actually jumped in, right? 173rd?
Yeah. There's no mustard stain on my wings though, because I got attached to a 10th Mountain company that got attached to my brigade, and since they couldn't jump in, then my team couldn't jump in. So
gotcha.
We were on the roster initially, but I got screwed out of that one.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I'm obviously still salty about that to this day. But did you ever happen to work? So after I did that, I was a ground surveillance systems operator with long range surveillance at that time, and I reclassed into PSYOP after that. Did you ever work with any PSYOP operators in 75th?
I'm sure we did. I mean, if you were around them, we usually had multiple enablers, intel guys, PSYOPs, civil affairs, all of that. I never personally interacted with any of those guys.
Yeah, because the deal is that you have a detachment of PSYOP teams. You have one team assigned to each of the battalions, but they're all part of 4th PSYOP group, which is my group. So they're in 4th PSYOP group, but they are directly attached elements for 75th Ranger Regiment. They're called Tactical PSYOP Detachment 900. At least I heard it changed a couple of times. And you have to go through a selection process to even get into that detachment. And then obviously you get sent to Ranger School and all that. And I still regret to this day that I didn't just right off the bat go to selection, because when I went to PSYOP, I wanted to be tactical PSYOP. I never in my entire career ever wanted to be sitting behind a desk. That was the worst idea ever to me. And I had this idea in my head because I was a tactical guy for my first 4 years in the Army. I'm like, well, there's no way they're going to have me behind a desk. I already have experience, so they're going to send me tactical. I ended up requesting, and I got into 9th Tactical PSYOP Battalion. I met with what was at the time temporary first sergeant. He was one of the detachment sergeants. And I had a conversation with him, and he told me straight up, he wanted me to be a team leader. He wanted me to be a tactical PSYOP team leader. He wanted me on his detachment. And then when I ran into what's called the PSYOP development detachment detachment sergeant, and he knew me. And as soon as he saw me, he snatched me up and he made me team leader for what's called the plans and programs team. And my weapon for 9 months became Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Excel.
Nice. Yeah, I hate when that kind of stuff happens. That sucks.
Oh, it was the worst thing ever, man. I was so destroyed. And so it's like ever since then, I'm like, and after that, I'm like, okay, maybe I should try out for Ranger detachment, but really I actually wanted to go to drill sergeant school. That's something I really wanted to do. And really, I should have just gone to Ranger selection right away. I should have fucking done that. So,
yeah.
Oh, well, who knows?
Yeah,
My life
we
went
usually had, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of enabler attachments, so like EOD, the PsyOps guys I know were there, the civil affairs guys. We had the cultural support teams. At the time, it was like the first female special operations teams that were there. So I'm sure, you know, we probably would have crossed paths if you ever deployed with 3rd Battalion, which is where I was primarily for most of my career.
No, my only deployment was in 0506, and we were supporting Marines.
Oh, okay.
Even though our Force Cyp group was supposed to be exclusively special operations, meaning Rangers, Special Forces, Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I lucked out to get on a Marine support deployment. So, yeah, that whole PSYOP thing did not go in any way, shape, or form the way I wanted it to. So that was 5 years of my life. Just, regrets,
Yep.
but oh well. But yeah, thanks for being here, man. I'm looking forward to having a conversation
thanks for
with
the
you.
invite. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and say hi to a few people. Star Wars Dog gifted 1 Vets Talking membership. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Star Wars Dog we had on with X-Wing the other day. Remind me, Star Wars Dog, I saw you, he was in the chat when I was on Drunk 3PO today, and I said you're a Marine vet, but I feel like I might have been wrong. Are you Marine or Army? Please let us know in the chat. And reminder to everyone, our drinking rules apply here on Thursday. Any single super chat and do social, $20 or more, and we do shots. And that one does count for social. Thank you very much. Star Wars Dog. Actually, I think even with the name Star Wars Dog, I think that's like a play on words with Devil Dog. So I think he is Marine. And Clinton House popping in with 5 gifted memberships. And that does come up to almost $25. So that will be a shot right there.
Dude, I've been meaning to ask you, what exactly are you taking a shot of?
Well, normally it's Redneck Riviera.
Okay.
Which, if you haven't heard of, it's by John Rich, and it has proceeds go to the Folds of Honor and all that good stuff. This is not my usual. This is the honey apple whiskey. I bought this to do a little sipping on last couple days. I failed in buying a new bottle of regular Redneck Riviera, so tonight I am also I'm going to be taking shots of this $50 Allegiant.
Yeah.
This is great whiskey, but it's $50. Yeah. Normally I would not shoot this, but I this is all I have left right now in the house. Oh, and yeah, and if you're asking because of the bottle, I always have my Redneck Riviera in my decanter here. It's got my
gotta have one of those.
3rd patch on there. Yeah, you got a decanter like this, the unit patch.
Yep.
Nice. I won't show the back of it because you are able to put your name on here and stuff. Did the company you have do that?
Yeah.
So it must have been the same one. Must have been the same company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 173rd Airborne Brigade, has my name, Sky Soldiers, on the back. Obviously, everyone knows my name is Adam, but I just don't really want to put out my last name. Not yet,
obviously.
anyways.
Not until it's big enough to where you got to worry about nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have anything to worry about, but I just want to play it safe for now, because you never know what could happen. So for the 5 gifted memberships, that means we'll do a shot, and that means we'll start things off with...
It has begun.
Cheers to you.
I'm going to put a caveat on my shot, and this is strictly a request. It's not a requirement, but I would appreciate you guys for, you guys would throwing Adam $20 over here, $25 in some cases for all of us to take a shot. And I play the game. You guys know I always do, but I would love it if you could come over and spend 5 of those dollars to become a subscriber over on my Rumble channel to get me closer and back to being full-time like I was over on YouTube. But I love you guys. I love Vets Talking, and I absolutely appreciate Adam, but I would appreciate that guys too. It's only $5 and you get access to some cool emojis over there on Rumble. But thank you guys very much for the shot, because cheers, boys and girls. And this is Dripping Springs vodka, a Texas distilled vodka.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about. I can't understand people like you who like drinking vodka straight up. I just do not understand that.
It's not that I like it. It just has the least amount of sugar in it, and it makes my head hurt the least the next morning.
Hey, over on the Rumble side, I see you, Death Dealer Airborne, all the way, dude. Hell yeah.
Got some cool folks over there on the Rumble side hanging out already.
Yeah, buddy.
And actually, the vodka was a suggestion from one of my guys, from Hayden 75. That was his suggestion, because that's the motherfucker that always comes into my channel and makes me do a bunch of shots. He's like, get vodka. It won't hurt the morning. It won't hurt so much the next morning. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Rob, you ever had that Apes vodka?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was back in the barracks days, but it hasn't been for a while.
Pure fucking gasoline, dude.
Dude, I would buy a Colt 45 before I bought that shit. There is no fucking way.
God, is like fucking so cheap though. Wasn't it like $5-6 for a bottle?
Oh, I think it was like $8 for a handle or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it the one that's in the plastic bottle too?
Yep, and it says like military
with the BDU style camouflage label.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, I took one drink off of that. Immediately regret wasting that $7-8, whatever it was. All right, I do see the super chats, but I want to say hello to some of the chat here. Let me get back up here to the top. Abaru popped in right off the bat.
Abaru.
What's up, buddy? Abaru. Unfortunately, green hair popped in. I'm sorry there, Abaru, but your girl here is gonna be she's gonna be away for a little bit. She said she's got some things going on, so she's not probably going to make it until like December, but I'm trying to confirm if she means just Thursday and she'll be on Saturday or not. So we'll find out.
The way it sounded to me is it sounded like she wouldn't be able to be like full time again until like sometime in like mid-December.
Yeah, that's why I interpreted it too. JB in the house. Funny, I mean, so again, funny when we were watching the closing credits on Jay's show. 2 JBs popped up as members on his channel, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, there's 2 JBs, except there's one that has a space in between the letters, and they didn't have the space between the letters on there. But appreciate all the JBs. Shane O'Brien with a fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck Joe Biden. Brandon shirt on.
Let's go. Yeah, I've got a let's go. I got a camouflage let's go Brandon shirt. I get
I'm
a
gonna
lot
start
of
making these Thursdays a regular thing. I'm gonna have to do that to start wearing my Let's Go Brandon shirt on this one.
hell yeah. Yeah, dude, I love living here at Lake of the Ozarks so much. Like, you think that you're gonna wear shirts like that, and you're guaranteed you're gonna get dirty looks around. I get fist bumps all the fucking time around here when I wear shirts like that, dude. I fucking love it here. The place is so based. GR, that's right. We got JBs and GRs. What's up, dude? The common gamers here, of course. Bubba motherfucking Ford. 504 in the house. 504. What is 504? 504th? Like 504th parachute regiment? Is that what that is? Let's see. Iron Oxide's here. Hail to the chat and panel. Hail to you, Iron Oxide. Good seeing you, buddy. And there's Star Wars dog. Hell yeah. Let's see. Love seeing all you guys here, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. Tommy Walker. Wild. I went to boot camp in 96.
Man, long ago, man.
Is that when you're saying you went in? You were in 96?
Well, yeah, in 96 through 97. But I was a tanker. It was OSET out at Fort Knox.
Yeah.
Hey, that's funny as shit. I grew up in Kansas City, so like yeah. But no, I had my brother-in-law, or my ex-brother-in-law, I should say. He had the chance to go to Fort Knox or Germany, and I think he decided to come back to the States because it would be closer to home. I'm like, you're an idiot,
dude.
I would have went to Germany.
Go to Germany, dude. What the hell is wrong with you?
On my wish list, I picked Italy first. I tried to pick airborne units first because I was guaranteed I got a bonus to go airborne. I wanted to go to an airborne unit, but I wanted to be overseas. So my first pick was Italy, because I knew the one Saint there was out there. I had seen that there was a unit in Alaska, but this was 2000. Come to find out, it was a Lurst detachment. And so the likelihood that I was going to get into a Lurst detachment was very, very slim, because it's only by chance I even ended up in one with the 173rd. But my third choice was Fort Drum, because it was 4 hours from home. And looking back, I'm like, I wish I could go back and smack the shit out of my fucking 18-year-old self for picking that.
Dude,
like, what were
that
you
was
fucking thinking?
That was one of the dumbest things I thought to myself too, because in the Air Force you get the option OCONUS or CONUS, right? When you're in tech school, you can pick one and then you get your dream sheet. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I planned on being in for 20 years. I'm like, I'll stay stateside this time and I'll go overseas later, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, no, I kicked myself in the ass for not just going straight OCONUS the first time. Fuck that. That was such a mistake.
Yeah.
Because I got
amazing.
stationed 6 hours from home in Little Rock, Arkansas. Fuck that shit. Join the Air Force, see the world, get stationed 6 hours from home. Fuck you guys.
I mean, it still amazes me that you guys actually have options like that. I mean, we have no fucking choice on where the hell they're going to send us. And like saying, Italy was the top choice. I think I've told a story, but it was only by chance. I was supposed to go to Germany. I think I was going to be in First Armored, and but I showed up at the whatever it was called, the hub where they send you. You get into the little airport area, and then you hop a plane to go whatever location you're going to go to, and then they made an announcement, said anyone here is a 96 Romeo, come see the desk. That was my MOS code. So I went up to the desk, and they said, okay, do you want to go to airborne school? I pointed them at wings. I just came from airborne school. Go, oh, you're going to Italy. They were just filling my team. The unit was brand new. The team was just being filled. I was the last of 5 members of that team to show up, and I just happened to be there just at that fucking time. There's only 5 ground surveillance systems operator in all of Italy, and I lucked out to be there just at that moment. So pretty fucking amazing timing. But also, 96. I was just starting high school then.
Dude, that's what's crazy. Like over the years, I've met people, and they'll tell me their birthdays, like especially the younger subordinates, and just getting their personal information. I'll see their birthday, and it'll be like 90 something. I'm like, man, I was already in basic training when you were born, man. Like,
yeah, it blew my mind when I was in Grant. Mind you, I got out in 2009, but it blew my mind when we started having soldiers coming in that were born the year of the first Gulf War in 91.
Yeah,
like, now I'm feeling old, and now shit. Now they're born. They weren't even born when 9/11 happened. So holy fuck,
yeah,
crazy.
That's one of the craziest things too to think about. We've got a whole generation right now. Like it was such a big impact on so many of us. Like I was like a lot. You guys were in, right? Like you guys were in when it happened. But it's like one of those things. It's like, well, I don't know. Adam, were you in? You were in.
I was very fresh in. I was on my very first train exercise in Germany when it happened.
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school, and my mom was still in the Army. And it was that's such surreal to think about that now we have an entire generation that's been born that has literally no idea that it happened. And they don't teach it in school for shit either. That's the worst part. Like that's such a fucking tragedy.
So my girlfriend who has kids, her oldest is, I'm not going to put out the ages, but her oldest is graduating and is in college. And she got 2 younger ones, and she's telling me that the Zoomer generation now, that apparently there's a thing going around where that there's some that believe that 9/11 didn't actually happen.
What?
Like Holocaust deniers. And also, I was just watching today's Louder with Crowder, and they showed videos. Apparently, there's a TikTok trend going on. I don't know if we call it a trend, but there's Zoomers out there who are saying that they're reading Osama bin Laden's letter to America after 9/11 and saying that and sympathizing with him, saying that he was right.
Oh yeah. I've been watching all the media people and all the content creators reporting on that today. Like everybody's talking about that. It's unbelievable.
I would have looked up to and try to find some of those if I could, but I didn't have enough time. I had to set this stream up, so maybe we'll talk about that next week. Unless somebody here has links to some of those, like a montage, some of that, then maybe we'll do that. But real quick, I'll give a shout out to Abaru over on the Stream Element side for $20. Thank you very much for circumventing Papa Susan. Much appreciated. Says no dermy boobs, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Hey,
No dirty
Tim
boobs.
Hayes. Tim Hayes over on Facebook. I see you, buddy.
Oh, Tim Hayes is over on Facebook?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He's watching on Facebook right now.
I never have anything set up to be able to watch what's going on Facebook. So
It shows up. It shows up in the StreamYards chat.
yeah. Okay, let's mushroom stamp Dermot. Cheers to you, Abaru. And good timing on that, Jesse. Thank you very much.
I got you, brother.
Appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, shit. Man, why does the chat shift sometimes? It moved down again like it did last time. All right, let's
Because there's
see.
more chats coming in.
Yeah, I guess so. Venom Blade was 4th ID, 4th Brigade. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, 4th ID was the square turned sideways with almost like a fleur-de-lis kind of thing in the middle. Yeah. There was like claims like somebody, I remember like there being a rumor, at least when I was in the 173rd, people saying like it's the most advanced unit in the army. And I look back like, where the fuck is this belief? They have the same exact shit as everyone else. I have no idea where that rumor came from. Fucking weird. Mike Ross, woo, 10th Mountain. No, I'm so glad. I don't know if you're reacting to because we had 10th Mountain attached to us when I was 173rd, but I am so glad I did not find myself in the 10th Mountain Division. Holy fuck. Those motherfuckers would come and train in Vermont sometime. Or no, the thing was, no, we had troops in Alaska would come train in Fort Drum because it's a more brutal training environment than Alaska. Again, I don't know if that was true either, but apparently troops did go train in but the mountain warfare school is there though. So that's got to be why. That's got to be the reason why. Let's see who else we got here. We got the 10 or 5 gifted memberships, so we got a whole lot of brand new members popping in here. Mike Ross says, in 08, while in Iraq, I got orders to go to 131st, believe a long time ago, and my commander declined my orders. Did he mean 101st? I've never heard of the 131st. If it's not the 101st, then he must mean like that's some sort of a specialty, like support element or some shit. I'm not familiar. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's got to be. Let's keep going down here. Star Wars Dog was USMC. Oorah. We don't have any Marines on tonight. Where the hell is Lawrence Knight? He said he's going to be popping on like every night now. Oh, wait, no, Lawrence's Army. Never mind. Didn't we have, because I thought we were talking to somebody else who was going to be, forget it. I'm thinking out loud. I shouldn't be doing that. Mike Ross for $20 says, let's get things rocking. Oorah. Oorah, buddy. Let's see. Let's take
we got the Jimmy.
He
We
was
got
in
the
his
nice
bag
Jimmy
here.
between the legs.
Here we go.
Has the pull up, shut down, smack down.
This is no video.
Cheers to you. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, I should have waited for you. My bad.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, I see the chat now. Yep. What's up, Tim Hayes?
Who was that again? That was Mike, right?
Mike Ross.
Good
Yes,
start.
Mike Ross.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Bubba motherfucking Ford was 820th Brigade, 822 SFS. Man, y'all are confusing the fuck out of me with these numbers. I am not familiar with any of this.
SFS. Yeah, I don't know what that
And
one is either.
BDG does not mean brigade. That should be BGD.
He might have typed it wrong too.
Don't know. Let's see. Mike says Alaska would train in drum because it was colder. See, that's what I heard. And like I said, growing up in Vermont, it's cold as shit there. There's no doubt about it. I just can't see how it'd be worse than Alaska, though.
It's because of the moisture and it's the moisture, it's the elevation. Alaska, there's not a lot. I've got family that live up in Alaska. I've had several of my friends that were stationed up there. It's just like they talk about a dry heat. It's just like they talk about Montana. It's a dry cold.
So you're saying our Northeast is actually more brutal winter than Alaska?
Yeah, because it's the moisture, it's the freezing. The other thing about it is you got to think about the temperature changes, right? So you go from like in Alaska, right? It's always fucking cold, right? So you don't get ice the way we do in like the more Midwestern states, right? Because it'll rain and then it'll melt just enough during the day to where at night it freezes and then you get ice fucking everywhere. You know, so it's the variation because like Alaska's just fucking cold. It's just cold.
Yeah.
It's always cold. You know what I mean? Like everybody's just used to that. But when you get the weather changes, yeah, it's fuck that shit. Nope. I live this far south. I live this far south for a reason.
See, yeah, I'm the same thing. Central Missouri. I mean, it can be miserable here during the wintertime. The weather changes here in Missouri are pretty fucking brutal. It's so damn weird. At the beginning, during the autumn time and the springtime, you can go from like 70 degrees to 20 degrees in a 24-hour time period. Yeah, living in Kansas City, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, but yeah, we've had same thing. It'll rain one day, and then in the nighttime it'll drop down to like 10 degrees, and then everything will just be a sheet of fucking ice.
And the shitty part about it was you get these brutally hot, humid ass fucking summers. 98% rain. It would never fucking rain for like, or 98% humidity. It would never rain for like a month, and it was just miserable. There was no wind. There was no breeze. And then, like you said, in January, you got ice, or, you know, not even January, November time, you got freaking ice on the ground and snow on top of it. And you're just like, I'm just not even going anywhere. I can't tell you how many times we just stayed at the house. Like, fuck that. I'm just not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fortunately, in my 6 or so years that I've lived here at Lake of the Ozarks, we've only had bad winters twice now. And the first time was a short winter. My first winter here, I was house sitting at my friend's place around Christmas time. And it was a brutal time. There was ice everywhere. And here at the lake, if you live at a lake location, more often than not, you have to like drive down these crazy curvy roads to get down to the property. So yeah, this road that led to my friend's place was like, I was trapped. I was completely trapped. I could not go anywhere. Thank God the place was fully loaded with everything I needed to survive for that week. But yeah, it's really bad. Let's see let's see. I was there for
yeah, because Mike said I was there for 6 years, and yeah, Alaska people would have complained about how cold it was.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Lady Marine, what's up? Says Army thinks. Wait, when did that start happening? Oh, pot calling the kettle black there, Marine. Okay. I see how you are. Lady Marine found the show when I was on Comics Division on Wednesday. So welcome, Lady Marine, and anyone else who found the channel from me being on Comics Division and Drunk 3PO's channels. This being my birthday week, man, I'll tell you what, being on those two channels 2 nights in a row and then coming on here, I'm very blessed. This is a great birthday present, especially Drunk 3PO's. I mean, we picked up a good handful of subscribers, and that was a great time, man. And so I'm very thankful to all of you out there. Anyone who's watching because they saw me in the last couple of days, thank you very much for coming here. I love having you. Welcome to Vets Talking, especially Knife Hands. So I love that sound effect, man. I just love it. Let's see. Crayons. Good. I'm hungry. Yep. I love they're so good with that. I do love the fact that Marines love that joke so much that they just lean right into it.
Yeah.
See, Blue Cord Devil says Lake Effect makes it colder. Lake Effect is really weird here too. Like, because this is a mountainous area, the lake is formed from a dam and is in the middle of the mountains. And there is like a weird lake effect thing to where we can have like really bad shit. Like we had a fucking hurricane or tornado, hit Jefferson City, 45 minutes from here. And it was supposed to come this way, but I guess it dissipated. Like it disappeared because people say the lake effect. So yeah. The lake effect here is a good thing. Venom Blade, what's up, Army vet? I think no, yeah. The problem is I called you an infantryman last time, but you were Cav, if I'm not mistaken. See, he says, Adam, the context was missing. 4th Infantry Division, 4th Aviation Brigade was the only brigade allowed to invade through Turkish borders. We were supposed to go with them as 4th Division, 1st Brigade, but was denied, so had to turn around in Kuwait. I didn't realize that anyone went through. My understanding was I thought everyone had to load up on ships and go back through the Gulf and then come back up through the South. That's new to me though. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. See, well, okay, so I guess because the Aviation Brigade, that must be what it is. So maybe the Aviation Brigade flew through the border. They just wouldn't allow trucks to drive through. Is that what you're saying? Might be it. So, all right. Yeah. Let's see. Where else? Who else we got to say hi to? I think that might be everyone. That is everyone. Let's see. Let's get to another super chat because Blue Cord Devil did pop in. What were we highlighting there? Head case.
You're muted, Jesse.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, I came back and I was coughing earlier and I completely forgot. It says my brother said my dad, while we were cleaning new construction homes, he was in 12th grade and told dad I wanted a job that he didn't have to do too much. My dad said join the Air Force, and he did. There you go. Hell yeah, head case. Hey,
And that's another thing I like about airmen is that y'all have no problem making the jokes like that. Like my buddy, old man Mike. My buddy, old man Mike, who spent 20 years in the Air Force, and you know how Air Force is. Like, you guys got way more awards than anyone else. So you'll see these airmen will just have a stack of fucking ribbons. Well, me and him were in the color guard together at the VFW, and people would always ask, wow, what is all that? And he'd go, this one was for playing volleyball, and this one was for driving the bus to volleyball. And he just had no problem just like ripping, just being like, yeah, this is all a bunch of bullshit right here. I didn't do anything. So, yeah, I love the comedy around the horn. Everyone's got something they can get ripped on. And I love the ones who can just lean right into it and take the joke. And no need a joke of Blue Cord Devil because he is a fucking badass. Says for $20. No whining allowed here. Tripped over one of my dogs Monday. Broke my left big toe. That sucks. Drinking pain meds. Holy shit, dude.
Okay, so I got a funny story about that one real quick. So I got my wisdom teeth pulled when I was in the Air Force, right? And one of my sergeants was like, "Hey," he's like, "You're gonna be off for a few days, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, so this is what you do." He's like, "You know them pain pills they gave you?" Oh, he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Before you go get your wisdom teeth pulled," he says, "you go to the store, go to pick you up a 6-pack of beer." He says, "You go put it in your fridge. When you come home," he says, "you take one of them pain pills and you drink that beer." He says, by the time you get up to go get that second beer, you're going to be fucking out. You ain't getting up out of that chair. And he was so right. And that shit worked like a motherfucker, dude. One of my sergeants told me that. I was like, I fucking love you, man.
Oh, that's awesome. I think I might tell a story about when I had to have a surgery, a hernia surgery done. Didn't find out until it was old man Mike again. Old man Mike's had 2 hernia surgeries. He's an old man. And come to find out, after hernia surgery, it was not supposed to hurt nearly as much as it did for me. I was in so much fucking pain that I left my pain pills in the fucking kitchen when I woke up the day after, and I had to wriggle out of my bed like a fucking worm because I could not move. I could not bend over. And he's like, yeah, that should not have hurt like that. My surgery was fucked up. I'm still in pain to this day. So I think I'm gonna have to talk. But anyways, the point is there's the VA, just like the Army, is so worried about giving you too many pain pills because they're worried about you getting addicted.
That's because they made so many people drug addicts. They made my mother a fucking drug addict.
But in my case, I really needed it. So I feel like I probably shouldn't even say this. Well, okay, I will. I drank it with liquor for one. But on top of that, I also crushed it. I'm not going to say it out loud because I feel like that could be coming off as like making it sound like abusing drugs. But it's a little trick that I learned from my high school days. But it maximized and it allowed me to be able to make the drugs last longer over a longer period of time. And I'm not proud of it, but I really needed to do it because I was suffering so fucking bad. But I am not going to whine about that because also I know how much pain Blue Core Devil's in right now. I broke my toe before. I broke my toe and I re-broke it like right when I was like on the verge of healing up. I re-broke it again. And that was a terrible, terrible fucking time. But thank you very much, Blue Core Devil. Let's see what you get. Let's go ahead and punch Dermy in the nuts.
Come on now.
Fucking love
That's
that
a
one.
shot.
Cheers, brother.
Oh yeah. Also much appreciation and love to Devil made me do it for making all these clips. Thank you, buddy.
No problem.
Man, Devil
Okay,
made me
let's
do
go.
it so quiet.
Yeah, I tend to stay quiet when they're talking about military stuff since I'm the civvy. I'm like, I'll just let you guys talk. I'm not gonna interrupt.
Well, I always say we like having the civvies on so you can bring the civilian perspective and ask the questions and be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
About politics, fine, but when you talk about military stuff, I don't know anything about it. You say 75th Regiment, I'm all like, okay.
Rob, you want to explain what the 75th is and why it. Okay, here's another thing I want to point out for all you Marines out there. I have heard this so many damn times. Marines say, "Oh, I worked with Marines. They're not really the shit. They're not really as badass as y'all make them think." No, there's a difference between a person who has a Ranger tab and somebody who's in the 75th Ranger Regiment. Rob, as somebody who's actually in 75th, obviously you're a medic, not infantry. But if you could please explain the difference and let everyone understand why there's a big difference.
Yeah, so this is like this is an ongoing argument between everybody in the services. So there's Ranger School is the school in Fort Benning, Georgia, and pretty much anybody can go to Ranger School. I've seen Marines there. I've seen I think Space Force just had their first graduate there.
No fucking way.
Yeah, there's the very first Space Ranger.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's Buzz
need to
fucking
pick up a
Lightyear.
rifle.
No, he's Buzz fucking Lightyear. He's Buzz Lightyear.
like,
He's the first Space Ranger.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. There was a story about it, and I was like, no freaking way.
Now, obviously, as an officer, because they never send me enlisted to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Thank you for telling us that.
He's a Space Ranger.
Ranger.
I
guys.
gotta
He's
look
a
it up. I
Space
gotta find that
Ranger.
article. It was
Find that
hilarious.
article, drop it in the private chat. I will bring that up. He's a Space Ranger. It's fucking Buzz Lightyear.
So Ranger School is just what it is. It's a school. They call it a leadership course. But it's 3 phases. First 2 phases are in Georgia. One's here in Fort Benning. The other one's up in the mountains. Mountain phase. I think it's past Dahlonega or somewhere up there, up in the mountains. And then the 3rd phase is in Florida. So Marines, Space Force, Air Force, Army, like doesn't matter your MOS. Pretty much anybody can go to that.
To be clear, though, for the Army, you have to be a support MOS that's in 75th Ranger Regiment. Like when I was a ground surveillance systems operator, we were not eligible because there's no ground surveillance systems operator in 75th.
Well, for Ranger School, anybody can go. Like it doesn't.
Could not. No, for GSR, we could not go.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, like I've seen we have cooks. I've seen cooks go through
because you have cooks in 75th.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even be out. Like we even had a guy from Singapore go. I don't know if there's like a restriction on MOSs. I think it's maybe there is. That's been completely invisible to me.
Yeah, for the other branches, like you'll have, like Navy SEALs will do that. Yeah, you'll have like Special Operations Airmen and all that kind of shit. As far as the Army goes, at least when I was in, I can tell you that 96 Romeos were not eligible to go because there's no 96 Romeos in 75th Ranger Regiment.
So the guy who makes the macaroni and cheese gets to go, but the guy who does PowerPoint.
Hey, that was when I was PSYOP, dude. You forget that I did surveillance and reconnaissance operations, all right? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
I'll tell you right now, it's not just any airman either, right? Because like with the Air Force, it's like you have to be in an AFSC, which is our job codes, like your guys' stuff. Like that actually goes, okay, you have to justify an excuse to go to that school. Like you have to be in a job that would like actually require or desire that. So
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think it's for the conventional forces, especially in the Army, I think it's not a matter of like whether it's an approved MOS. Because it costs money, the unit, the sending unit has to pay for it, and they have to justify it. And usually, if you're, like a 42 Alpha in some unit, that there's no way the unit 42 Alpha is just like an admin clerk. But there's no way the units would justify sending an admin guy to Ranger School. That's why it's not very common. But I know that at least I thought it was possible as an award or as a re-enlistment perk. Those kinds of things they send people to Ranger School, because Ranger School and regiment are completely separate organizations. So that's a school. If you're lucky and you get through it, you can get through it in about, I think, just under 3 months. But if you're unlucky or normal, like me and everybody else, you may recycle a phase or two. And I was there for, I think, probably 3.5, 4 months because of Christmas and all that stuff where it landed. But once you're done with the school, you wear the Ranger tab saying you're a Ranger, and you go back to your unit, and you've got this extra skill and this identifier. But that's about it. There's nothing after that. But it does help you with your career as far as promotions and advancement. Where I was the 75th Ranger Regiment, and they always the comparison is the Ranger tab is the school, the scroll, the Ranger scroll is the unit at 75th. And 75th is a special operations unit out of Fort Benning, and we've got another unit out of Savannah, and then one more battalion out of Washington, out in Fort Lewis, or whatever they call it nowadays. But that's a special operations, and when you're in 75th, you're expected to go to Ranger School. It's just an expectation, especially if you want to get promoted. That's why all the cooks and the clerks and everybody goes usually. But yeah, it's just a big difference in one's a school and one's a unit.
And also, and the thing is too, I don't know how it works for other MOSs, but at least for infantry, you got to go through the selection process. And for infantry, if you don't pass the selection process, you got to be one of the best of the best. To be able to get in there. They're not going to just let any Yahoo who graduated Ranger School into and it's the same thing with LRS attachment, long range surveillance. There's a selection process for that for infantry as well. But in my case, because we were the only GSR team, they want to put GSR into ground surveillance radar into the LRS attachment. We managed to get through without the selection process. But we got a lot of shit for that though. But yeah, and then the training, and that's the thing too, is like you're talking about, you can get people with Ranger tabs working in 173rd, 101st Airborne, 82nd, 10th Mountain, and they're gonna have that extra skill set because of what they learn in Ranger School. But that's it. They're still gonna be on par with everyone else as far as their training beyond that with anyone else. Whatever 10th Mountain is, whatever they learn 10th Mountain, you're only gonna learn the same as the rest of the unit. 75th, however, like you said, they're special operations. People don't seem to understand that Rangers and 75th Ranger Regiment is special operations forces. So they are highly skilled, highly trained, and highly like the picture when you shared your picture, I was immediately pointing out, the nods, the night vision goggles y'all had, the Cerakote rifles. I mean, you don't see that shit in conventional Army units. That was definitely special operations shit is what you had going on there.
Yeah, so we've got, I think the ones in those pictures were the white phosphorus nods. And then some of I think like Delta and the SEALs have the quad nods, and but I like the white phosphorus were pretty cool.
What does that mean? White phosphorus nods. What does that mean?
So you know how the original nods, you see the green hue
Yeah.
Everything's green. The white phos is more like a black and white, and I don't know the mechanics of it, but it's just a different type of technology.
Okay.
But yeah, especially, I mean, kind of going back to what you were saying, the selection process. So when I went through selection, it was called RIP back in those days, a Ranger Indoctrination Program.
Wait, isn't RIP pre-Ranger though?
No. RIP is was the selection to get into the regiment.
Okay.
Pre-Ranger is what you did before you go to actual Ranger school.
Yeah. I when I was in Lurs, I got invited to do that, and I'm like, you tell me I'm going to do this, but I can't actually go to Ranger school. You can suck my fucking dick. I'm not going through that shit.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee.
It would have been one of those. Actually, it would have actually helped out really well because, like I said, whenever you do those kind of programs, it goes into your packet. It could help for promotion, and then on top of that, if I had done that when I was in the 173rd, I would have absolutely been set up to go to fucking Ranger school when I was there when I was PSYOP. So, just one of the many mistakes I made in my career.
Yeah, So back in those days, RIP was the indoctrination course just to get into the regiment, and it was only. I think it was only like a month long. It was a little shorter. Now they call it RASP, but they've kind of expanded the program. So the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program 1, there's RASP 1 and RASP 2 is, I think, the pre-Ranger. They got different names now. But it's more training, more shooting, more ranges. These the recruits get a little bit more range time than what we did. It was basically just a smoke fest back when I went. But once you're in, you've got to maintain it's a different standard to get in. You've got your basic exercise or PT standards of your 2-mile push-ups and all that. But in regiment, you've got your normal standards that you've got to reach, but also you've got to be, like the 5-mile run, the pull-ups, and then once you're in, you've got to maintain that level of physical fitness at all times. And just by nature of the job, most people do. If you become a fat body or fail a PT test, they're pretty quick to get rid of you. Yeah.
That's the same thing in Lurs, man. Is there's no guarantee to stay around that. If you're a shitbird, you're gonna get fucking booted out. Yeah. I got hopefully he's still here. I did see us in. I know there's other super chats I got to get to, but I want to say hi to Star Wars Dog popping in 20. Because he's taking off, says good night, y'all. Got to grab some Z's. Be sure to drink water and change your socks. Also, take Motrin. That's a military joke for sure. That is universal for the Marines and the Army, apparently. So thank you very much for that, buddy. And it's much. Yeah, you get to shoot Dirty in the dick for that one.
Freaking out.
Okay, go.
Thank you very much, Devil Dog. Much appreciated.
I got a link for you.
Okay.
Grab it in the private chat. You know what the private chat is, bud? Grab.
Did you already drop in the private chat? Is that the Air Force Times?
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Found it.
Yeah. Yep.
I got you. That's what I'm here for, right?
You got it. Let's see.
Oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. Oh my God, he looks like such a fucking tool. Oh my God, he looks like such a fucking. Sorry.
What the? Wait a minute. He's got a sapper tab too.
No. Let me bring up mine because yours is all fucking white fucking screen.
I don't care, dude. Okay, I'm very confused. So I guess they're saying that he graduated Ranger school. He's wearing a sapper tab. He's wearing the sapper tab on the right side.
They're making this guy the poster boy of Space Force, basically.
Right.
If they're sending him to Sapper, to Ranger, they'll send him to everything.
Sapper is advanced combat engineer. They blow shit up.
Oh, okay. I know what combat engineers are.
But it comes off of the French word of sappier, which were sappiers back in the day were they would dig underneath castles and place explosives to take down castle walls. Okay. I don't know what sappier means exactly, but that's the origin of the sappers.
So Space Force Captain Daniel Reynolds recently graduated from Army's demanding Ranger School, making him the first Guardian to complete the course. The service announced in January. Reynolds was pinned with the Distinguished Ranger tab by his father and fellow Ranger, Army Colonel John Reynolds. Oh, color me shocked. His daddy was an officer, and he was the first Space Force to go through Ranger School. Color me shocked. I fucking hate the children of officers. I'm just putting that out there when they enlist because they are fucking pricks. I have a very good friend of mine right now that's dealing with a fucking E7 whose daddy was a colonel, and they're all about to fucking go down for the bullshit they pulled. But that's beside the point. But yeah, this is, like these guys, like, why the fuck are they wearing digital camo? You're sitting in an office.
No. That's been a thing since the beginning. Yeah, they adopted the U.S. Army's combat uniform.
Everybody adopted the Digicam because I was in when the Digicam was still in just test stages. Like we were looking at pictures of it on the internet when it was just in test stages, and that was before it got all roundy and shaped. That was back when it was still square.
Yeah, to be clear, that's actually not digital. That's the what are they? It's a
it's multicam. It's multicam.
OCP. Yep.
Multicams. Yeah, it's called OCP. But when the contractors first came out with it was called multicam, and when it was originally before it became the squishy symbols, it was actually still square. But they created the squishy symbols, and they showed the difference between what it looked like with the square ones versus like the multicam that they've got now. Dude, it's a fucking night and day difference. That multicam is stupid. It's creepy how much it blends into literally everything. It is fucking wild.
Whole lot better than the fucking ACUs did, which is supposed to be multi-purpose. I didn't blend into shit.
That was the biggest mistake of the military history.
Dude, what was up with the army? The army and Velcro. Okay. Like, dude, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, she was Army, and like listen to her pull her fucking uniform out of the dryer. You hear all that Velcro rip. And it was funny because the Air Force guys went to the Army when they redid their uniforms. We switched to that new BDU, and the Army told them flat out, do not use fucking Velcro.
Oh, it was really bad. It was really bad when we were on a mission overseas. This was a long time ago when we were still using the Velcro stuff. But I mean, you're trying to be stealthy and silent, and before you breach like the front gate, guys are pulling out grenades or whatever, and all you hear is from the Velcro, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but to be fair, before when we had the BDUs, special operators started putting Velcro fucking pockets on their shoulders and shit before they even came out the ACUs. I mean, people were using Velcro on there, like
Velcro. Shit, so. I could just see somebody jumps on one of the other guys to push him out of the way.
Hook and loop.
Hook
and loop.
For some reason, I know you're right, but it doesn't sound right. Anyways, we got all these weird names for everything. Yeah, it's hook and loop tape, and duct tape is actually 100-mile-per-hour tape. Paracord, which is not common in the military, but it's actually 550 cord because it's got a 550-pound tensile strength.
Yeah, and speed tape is not the same thing as duct tape, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, the 100-mile-per-hour tape, it's not exactly the same thing, but it is. I mean, very fucking similar.
At least the speed tape.
You guys call speed tape?
Yeah, because speed tape in the Air Force, it's metallic. There's almost like it's tougher than aluminum, but it's sticky on one side. Is that different? The stuff we have,
we're talking about stuff. It's green. It's meant to be used out in the field. So it is. Well, it has a green camouflage type color.
We just had better quality stuff to use in the field.
The stuff that we had, Rob, if I'm not mistaken, it is pretty much the same as duct tape, but they call it 100-mile-per-hour tape because back in Vietnam they used it to patch up the helicopters, and it stuck. So they're like, yeah, this stuff is so great, it'll even stick at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Hey, what's up,
Iron? Hey, man.
Yeah, what's up, Iron?
Big Rob.
Good to meet you.
Thanks for having me. Just winding down the week, man. Ready for that short work week next week.
Sorry, I snuck him in the back and I completely forgot to introduce my dear, sweet friend who comes out and hangs out with me all the time on my evening streams over on Rumble. who has been a very loyal fan of my channel, none other than the guy who looks like he should have a massive YouTube channel like Gary from his background, because obviously he's a complete and total nerd, and that's why I love him, and he likes to come and talk about politics over here and hangs out with a bunch of cranky old vets, and for that, we can't thank any civilian enough for it, so thank you for being here, Iron Oxide. Good to see you, brother.
That's right.
Man.
Welcome,
Thanks for the
buddy.
invite.
Good
Happy to have you here. I'm gonna give Mike Ross 84 for $20 over on the Stream Element side. Okay. He did drop twice.
Yeah, he dropped twice because I don't
see.
think.
Okay. So
I don't think.
All right. Yeah. Now I understand what he's talking about. Okay.
Okay,
So let's
yeah,
do
yeah.
this one first.
Let's
get.
So yeah.
So okay, we did do that one already, and then he dropped the one over here that says, "Sorry, I didn't see your stream, lads. Adding another 20 because I'm dumb." Mike,
No, Mike, come on.
Mike, you don't gotta do that, dude. Mike, come on, man. I mean, greatly appreciate it. I'm still curious how I don't have the Stream Element link dropped in because I've got the Coffee Brand Coffee ad up there. How I don't even know how you guys are finding it.
Do you have it in the description? Is it from a leftover description?
It is. That's it. Yes,
That's
it's in the. I always have it in the video description. That's how y'all find it. I completely forgot that's in there.
Yeah. And here's the other thing too is, and we appreciate all the super chats, obviously the memberships, all of that stuff is absolutely amazing. You guys can keep a channel like this running indefinitely just between super chats and memberships. Trust me, I know I did it with 4,200 subscribers. But one of those things on top of that is Stream Elements, Rumble, all of those things are great places to donate because they don't take anywhere near as huge of a cut as what YouTube does.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, we are very grateful for what YouTube has given us the ability for a platform. They literally provide all of the technology required for us to stream to potentially millions of people for next to nothing, right? So the fact that they take 33% is a lot, right? But the infrastructure they built and all that kind of stuff is great. But at the exact same time, Rumble and all the rest of these places are doing the exact same thing. And they're like, look, the technology is cheaper now. We don't have to charge as much to keep these things maintained. So yes, super chats over here are amazing. They help fund YouTube. They help fund us over here. But obviously, yes, we love all of you out there that are on Stream Elements, Rumble, any of those other kind of places. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we do get much better cut of that. So thank you guys very much. So if you don't want to feed the beast that is YouTube, please use the alternatives.
And speaking of which, I just ended the poll. Should we do Knife Hands exclusively on Rumble? At 72% said yes. So, okay, 27% said no. I'm sorry to the 27% of you that said no. I think next week we'll at least experiment. Let's do that. We'll do an experiment and we'll do Knife Hands exclusively on Rumble. I mean, again, we can say so much more over there. If you guys aren't on Rumble yet, it's not difficult. You can set up the app. You can have the Rumble app on Apple TV. I have a smart TV here where it doesn't have
Roku.
It's on Amazon. It's on Roku. The Rumble app is on all of those. Yep,
the thing is, it's not on all smart TVs, but you can still broadcast from like a laptop, or I use my iPad broadcast to the TV. So, guys, there's really no excuse to not go on Rumble. I mean, I hate to be like that, but Rumble is. I wish to God everyone over here would just jump over there. If I could put a message out to all what we finally got to 11.9, because YouTube's been fucking with me so much. The numbers have been going up and down. I've been like losing 6 subscribers every other fucking day. So we finally jumped over and got up to 11.9 thousand. If I could put out a message and say, I'm turning off YouTube, please jump over there, and everyone moved over there, I would do it. But I know not everyone's going to. So I still have to keep on.
The other thing about that aspect too is, and like even as a guy that had my channel nuked off of YouTube, right? I'm still in the chat, right? You see me, I'm the common gamer. If you guys see me, that's me. That was my old gaming channel that I never did anything with, right? We should never, ever, ever give up a battlefield that is significant. And YouTube is the most significant battlefield outside of Twitter. YouTube is the most significant battlefield in the culture war, in the political war. Right. And that's what we're in. Anybody who wants to deny that, you're just fooling yourselves. OK, there's a cultural war going on. There's a political war going on. And it's been going on for a long time. And now it's just really hit the forefront. But it's one of them situations where, yes, This is why I told everybody I have been on Rumble longer than I had my Common Nerd YouTube channel. I've been on Rumble since before I even started doing politics stuff because I knew this was going to happen. I knew this. And that's the other thing is, what is it? Like the last 2 weeks, we have heard 2 different stories about YouTube cracking down, tightening their rules. It's making it easier for people to target people like Gary, Nerdrotic, of all the people, right? I got targeted after getting called out by a Hollywood reporter. Well, Hollywood director. But it was right, but it was enough. It was enough for one of their simps out there on Instagram to abuse YouTube's system enough to where my entire channel, my livelihood, my job, the way I pay my bills got nuked. That's why I've always been on Rumble. That's why I've always been on Odyssey. And that's why but that's the exact same reason why we should never give up YouTube, because this is a voice for us. And if we don't do the politics stuff over here, that's fine. I completely understand that. I have a Miss 1776 is trying to start up a politics channel. I told her, do it on Rumble, do it strictly on Rumble.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is only going to tighten the clamps. And in the year going into the election next year, this shit is only going to get worse. I promise you
much worse. It's going to get so much. And we've already seen it over here. I know I've had people like, joking like, oh, you think you're being tight. Look, man, the past month, the numbers over here have diminished. I mean, fucking gone. And it really started after we did a Biden show where I did hashtag Biden crime family. I mean, the fact that I even just said that very well might have hit their fucking algorithm and fucking just targeted me. So yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this channel can be gone like that. And if this channel does disappear, then just keep in mind, if you're not over on Rumble right now, at least keep in mind, check out Vets Talking, drop the G, and you'll find me over on Rumble, and you'll find me over there. If we're not here, we're over there. So that being said, thank you guys, everyone, for all the love here on YouTube and on Rumble. But I do love that 72% of you want this video. We'll do this stream. Knife Hands will be on Rumble next week, so be sure to be ready for that. If we don't get a great result, then maybe we'll continue and find some way to do like half and half or something like that. But in any case, let's see. That just shifted. Mike Ross over on the Stream Elements, not Streamlabs, it's Stream Elements. But he said, sorry, I didn't see your Streamlabs. Adding another 20 because I'm dumb. Well, you're not dumb, buddy. You're not. You're a very generous man. Much appreciated for what is now $40, unless there's like even another one I haven't seen. But sorry. You say you're dumb? Well, then we're going to see Dermy dance.
Fuck you, Adam.
Cheers to you, Mike Ross. Thank you, buddy.
I'm not pulling down the super chats when you do that one. I'm just letting you know that right now.
I disapprove of this. No, that's not fair. Everyone wants to see Dermy's tits.
If anybody else shows up. No one wants to see Dermy's tits. No one.
That's right. We did have the comment.
Dermy's boyfriend doesn't want to see Dermy's tits. He just wants to be able to reach around and feel them. That's all.
The strictly lights off relationship.
Well, considering, I'm not even.
No doubt.
I'll wait till Dermy's here before we talk about his thingy-mabobber going on. But.
I have a couple of videos that we're going to play on Skinamax Saturday, which Jay played on his show today. That I'm like, dude, send me that fucking link. We are definitely showing that on Saturday. And
oh Jesus,
I'm not going to say what it is, but come back for Skinamax Saturday, and you are going to get a big kick out of it. Trust me, you got to check it out. Let's see. What is Mike says? What's the last comment Mike just said here? Go by the comments here. Says FS talking. Sorry, one more dono, and then I'll be out shortly after. Are you apologizing that you're going to give me a donation now? First you're calling yourself dumb, and then you're like, "I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to give you money." You were a confusing individual there, Mike, but I love the fuck out of you. Thank you very much.
Did Blue Cord double tip twice accidentally?
Is there 2 tips from Blue Cord?
Well, I don't. Well, it looks like it on the back end because I just unstarred one. I'll go check it in a minute. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, if you could. We got damn, you guys are killing it tonight. Holy shit. We're an hour and 14 minutes in. We've had a good conversation about the army and all that. I'm still way behind on fucking super chats, man. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Hey, Blue Cord Devil, if you're still in the chat, please let me know if you meant to send those twice, because it's the exact same super chat almost. Yeah,
Wait, so there is.
We've got one at 9:30 and we've got one at 9:33 for the exact same super chat.
But you can you restar the other one?
Yeah, well, because we've got the blue. Well, so he said so the first one is the first one's right here, and I think we got this one. No whining allowed here. Tripped over one of my dogs Monday. Broke my left big toe. Drinking my pain meds. But then we've got
and then a second one, for $20.
Right.
Says no whining allowed here. Adam tripped over my dogs, broke left toe, and then added on says got out of the army in '96.
I just want to make sure he intended to do that and it wasn't like an accidental. That's all.
I wonder if you ever done that where on Twitter for some reason after you send a message or send a DM to somebody, if you go back, that message will still be in the type box.
Sometimes,
you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what happened here. Maybe that was still there, and then he put in, got out of the army in '96, not realizing the rest of the message was still fucking there.
Well, hey, you know what, Blue Gore Devil? Either way, if you meant to do it, great. We're gonna take the shot. If you didn't meant to do it, we can gladly refund you. But either way, we're gonna take the shot anyway, because Blue Core Devil, you're fucking amazing, and you are fucking amazing.
Something tells me he's not gonna ask for the refund. Love the fuck out of you, dude. Let's just go ahead and we'll go to the old school good. Yeah. Cheers to you. Thank you, Blue Cord. Oh, gonna get me drunk before we even start one topic.
Dude, we haven't even got to a topic yet. Holy God.
No, we haven't.
60 minutes in.
And we've still got 4 more shots to go. Jesus.
Good Lord. All right. Please keep track of that for me. I don't know where we're at on the shot.
I got
count.
you. Hey, remember my deal earlier on the shots. Come subscribe to Common Nerd. I just need $5 a month. Come help me out here.
Do show him some love. Yeah, I gotta set up the Rumble side for all that memberships and all that kind of stuff.
The memberships are easy. Those are automatic. We just need to add some emojis. So send me your emojis and I'll add them in.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have no idea. I set up a locals account because I thought that's how you did memberships for that. I just never even did anything with it. But yeah, I have to look into all the other stuff we can do on Rumble, because right now it's literally just a place that I can put videos on. I have no idea about anything else. It's a different animal over there. Okay, so initially I was going to start off with the main topic that we have in the video description, but I thought this would be better and funnier to start off with. Illegal immigrants who trekked thousands of miles to places like Chicago are already sick of it and want to go home.
What the country?
I mean, if that ain't some shit, specifically, I'm not going to read the whole article, but they talk about people who landed in Chicago, like Michael Castellon, 39, says he's had enough after his wife, teenage stepdaughter spent 5 months sleeping either in a police precinct or a crowded city shelter in the now brutally cold, windy city of Chicago. He says the American dream doesn't exist anymore. He says there's nothing here for us. We just want to be home. I mean, if that does not show the situation of what's going on in our fucking country right now, that people are trekking thousands of miles to come here and then saying, no, it was better back where we came from. We don't want to be here anymore. We leaving. What do y'all think of that?
Well, if they're escaping any, like Venezuela, any communist countries, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse communism than in fucking Chicago than it is in like Venezuela.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's really funny about that too is it's like one of them situations where it's like conservatives, Republicans, libertarians, independents, right? Anybody that had half a brain inside of their head told you that this was gonna fucking happen. Why? Because why do countries have borders, right? Especially in the modern era, when we have, I don't know, what do they call social welfare systems? Okay. Why do we have borders, right? Because guess what? our country can only support X amount of X, Y, and Z because we have a social welfare system. Now, if we didn't have a social welfare system and everybody was just coming here to just make their own way, start a business, find a fucking mine like we did back in the Western expansion days, whatever, it would be no big deal, right? Because they wouldn't impact our economy. All they would do is benefit it. But because we live in this society that a bunch of fucking morons out there decided to vote in all this welfare system shit, and there was literally a point, and I'll flat out admit this, right? Like I was a fucking tax-paying member of the fucking U.S. federal system for, God, 20 years almost, because I got a job at like when I was like 15. But, you know, there was a point in my life where, you know, we got, I got into a situation where it was just me and my son, and I needed food stamps. You know what I mean? And I took that. I had no problem with that. You know why? Because I was getting my fucking tax dollars back. Okay. All those years that I paid my tax dollars in, I was finally starting to get them back, you know, and like I had issues with the stimulus money at first, right? I was literally going to burn my check on a live stream, but I had a libertarian friend of mine go, dude, just fucking take it. They already spent it. They already blew it. It's our great grandchildren's money. Right. And here's the problem with that is when you invite all these fucking illegals in, all these people that don't have jobs, all these people that need to be taken care of, guess what happens? Your systems get strained. That's what New York is finding out. That's why New York's Mayor Adams is coming out there and going, we have to do something about this immigration crisis because guess what? New York can't handle it. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Fuck you. Because you got a city of 6 million people with a budget of like $3 billion a year, and you're expecting my towns in South Texas that are 5,000 people to handle all of these fucking immigrants. Go fuck yourself. I don't agree with my governor for a whole hell of a lot because, for one, the motherfucker can't stand for a goddamn thing. But at the exact same time,
brutal.
Was after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis did it, he decided to start busing these motherfuckers to these big cities, to these big sanctuary cities. And guess what? Guess what happens when reality hits your front door, motherfucker? When reality hits your front door, you realize that guess what? Why have all these border states been complaining? Why have all these southern states been complaining? Because guess what? You can't handle the influx of these kind of fucking amount of people with an open border. And
it's unsustainable.
Now it's absolutely unsustainable. Now Chicago, New York, and all the rest of them fucking cities are going to get to deal with what our border towns have been dealing with for decades. So guess what? Fuck you. I hope Chicago burns down and enjoys all of this.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Adam. Oh, sorry.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say that's what either Adam or Hochul said. Like, we can't deal with this. We're not a border town. And what kind of a slap to the face is that to all those smaller, less economic, they don't have nearly the funding that these major cities do, dealing with it on a daily, nonstop onslaught of a basis.
Yeah, these fucking people. Yeah, so this is the leftist ideology that we've been dealing with for so damn long. They think that every single person who's coming across the border are just innocent families, women and children. They don't think about all the military age males that are coming across here. That's a whole nother issue we're not even talking about here. But they think that it's loving. We need to let them in because they have such a difficult way of life. But they're not looking at the full capacity of how many of these people are coming across. Because, like you said, Jesse, for decades they have not been suffering like these border towns have. They haven't been feeling the strain of what it is to have these thousands and millions of people coming across the border and leaving it to you to have to take care of it. We have so many issues happening on our southern border right now, and it's only Governor Abbott. It is Abbott, right? Yeah.
Yes,
right. Governor Abbott is not perfect, but holy shit, he has finally managed to wake these motherfuckers up and say, you think this is a good thing? Well, you can now share in our suffering. And they're finally waking up to it, but they're still not dealing with it in the right way. Yeah, you got Eric Adams and all these other people. Yeah, they're saying, no, we shouldn't have to deal with this. But you're right. New York City, go suck a big fat fucking dick. You are a giant fucking city. You want to be a sanctuary fucking city. Same as Chicago. Well, go ahead. Be loving. Take care of these people. Give them housing. Give them educations. Do all this fucking shit. But you're not going to because you don't have the capacity to, just like the fucking border towns don't. We cannot handle this shit. I showed the numbers. I think it might have been last Thursday when we looked at the massive number, especially when it came to terrorists, individuals on the terror watch list that have crossed over the border since Biden has been in office. It was something like 200 just in the last month, where it was a total of 11 during all 4 years of Trump's administration. We're letting terrorists into this country right now. Not only are we overwhelming our system because we can't have these people in here, but we're letting people in that's setting up a 9/11 times 11.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about January 6th being worse than 9/11? Yeah, let's go ahead and see how that works out when you see fucking suicide bombers going off in cities all around the same time, all across the fucking nation. And then tell me how bad January 6th was.
But that's the thing about it. We don't even need that, right? We watched the Summer of Love, right? We don't need foreign terrorists. We've got plenty of domestic terrorists right here. Antifa, all the rest of those guys. Like one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, okay? Like I started out in politics, and it's one of them things, like I got into that because 2020 was such a crazy ass election in my local area, because it was such a big election, right? There was so much going on. We had like 12 people running for city council, like 15 people running for fucking mayor. Like it was just insane. And so I'd already been doing like a little bit of a politics channel, just kind of discussing what's been going on and stuff like that. Shout out to the common man over on Rumble. Technically YouTube too, but fuck it, whatever. But it's one of those things, like that's what I did. And the problem is there are so many, like the reason why I got into pop culture is because the normies that love pop culture way fucking more than they love politics, right? They fucking hate politics, right? But the reason why I got burnt out on politics was because like I busted my ass in 2021 and 22 trying to get anybody else but my governor elected, right? And I saw all of these ignorant ass boomer fucking gray-haired, blue-haired fucking assholes that were just set simps for Abbott, that I couldn't fucking stand it. I was done. I got burnt out. The only reason I show up to a Republican political anything in my county now is because they're paying me, right? I get paid to show up and live stream and take pictures and shit like that. Because guess what? Given I went to my local party's convention here in the state of Texas, and we voted in a lot of libertarian motherfuckers, but that's going to take 5 to 6, maybe even almost a decade to get a lot of those guys that we now elected into leadership into positions of power where they can make a change. By that point, Abbott's either going to be gone or Abbott's going to be gone at that point, hopefully. But it's like, that's one of the problems with that shit. That's why people get so tired of the politics. But culture, I can change normies' opinion on Captain America real fast when they decide to turn it into Captain Britain and make it a female. And but the thing about it is when they realize that the politics are behind those decisions made, they go, fuck those guys.
It's surprising what a big red pill moment that is for a lot of people. Just seeing, like, wait a minute. It's all
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious when Abbott started bussing them all over the country, the illegal immigrants, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we can't handle this. We're like, what do you think Texas has been going through and what California's been going through?
For decades.
It's the same kind of concept when you have, right now, the big I support the modern thing, today's thing, fucking group out there is all pro-Palestine. And you see those videos out there, people bringing around whatever, documents saying, will you sign this petition to support Palestine? Yeah, absolutely, I will. Okay, before you do that, I have to read a disclaimer. By signing this, you agree to making women not be able to drive and can't show their faces, murdering, killing of homosexuals, listing off everything that Hamas supports, and they're like, "Oh, no, I can't support that."
Yeah, what
because
really
you don't fucking
off,
know any better. Your fucking dumbass just believes whatever the fuck you see on goddamn fucking Snapchat or fucking TikTok, and you're not actually paying attention to what's happening in the real fucking world.
Do you know one of the reasons why I have hope, though? Do you want to know the reasons why I have hope? But you know one of the reasons why I have hope There was a study that came out either last week or the week before. I can't remember. I read so much news. It's hard for me to keep track of the dates. I'm horrible at dates. That's why I would never became a historian. I can tell you all about government and civics and how that shit works. And I can tell you exactly what happened during the Revolutionary War. You ask me for a date, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. I can't do that shit. But one of the things that I found out that was really cool a couple of weeks ago, there's a statistic that came out. There is a large segment, and I'm talking like a significant segment, I'm talking like 40 to 45% of Gen Z that are turning in their smartphones for dummy phones. They are tired. Yes, they are tired of being attached to social media. And this is one of the arguments that I always make. This is one of the reasons why I always say why I think this is happening. Because do you guys remember back? Like most of us, I think everybody on this panel probably more or less remembers the 90s. You know what I mean? And some of us even remember the 80s, right? But do you guys remember how everybody always talked about how, oh, you always laughed at those people that won the lottery, right? Because they would blow their money in 5 years and they didn't end up broke and right back where they were, right?
Yeah.
That was always the old joke, right? Well, here's one of the things. The statistics have changed on that. That doesn't happen anymore. Why? Because we evolved as a culture. We learned as a culture, right? You see the exact same thing happening to Disney Marvel right now. You see the exact same thing happening to Democrats right now. The people that actually run things in this country, the people that actually fund things in this country have always been center right. If you poll this country, they have always been center right. So the main street doesn't want this bullshit. They are not San Francisco. They are not New York. They are not Los Angeles. They are not Hollywood. They are Kansas City. They are the Ozarks. They are Iowa. They are Nebraska,
Georgia, Missouri.
Exactly. Because guess what? Those flyover states that Barack Obama made fucking jokes about, guess what? Fuck you, asshole. Those flyover states are what decide how this country works. And if we had if we had an evolved electoral college and the way it should be right now, every county in this country would be an electoral state. Because there is no such thing as a blue state. There are nothing more than blue cities.
Yep.
And so if our electoral college
densely populated blue cities surrounded in red, bright red.
If our electoral college had evolved the way it was supposed to into including that kind of thing versus, oh, it's evil, it's racist, oh, it's so undemocratic. No, fuck you. It's undemocratic for a reason because we're a goddamn republic. That's why.
Right.
But my democracy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go fuck yourself, democracy. Go look at Rome and see how well democracy worked out for them.
Roy Rad over on Rumble says all this makes me glad I live out here in the desert instead of the cities. Yeah, dude. I've never been a big city guy. But even even just like Vermont. Vermont really is a very fucking rural area. It's mostly farmland, all that shit, but it's fucking controlled by Burlington and the capital Montpelier. So yeah, and now I love living in central Missouri, Lake of the Ozarks, even though it's a big resort type of town, very fucking based around here. I could never live in a fucking big city. I can't believe Missouri being what it is. I cannot believe that Kansas City and St. Louis exists in this state. Wow. This state is great. Governor Parsons is fucking awesome here. We have so many great politicians here, and it's amazing. Hawley, yep, Josh Hawley, yep. It's amazing that Kansas City and St. Louis exists here. I can't believe because this state is very fucking based.
Well, and I'll tell you right now,
real quick. We got Provost Park pass says Big Rob brought me here. Big Rob, who is this?
It's a buddy's YouTuber for Disney. He's a pretty cool dude. It's one of my good friends.
Awesome.
All right, welcome, Provost Park
Rob.
Pass. Welcome to Vets Talking.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jesse?
I don't remember now.
Oh my bad.
But thank you.
you mentioned,
Thank you. But anybody with a check mark that comes and hangs out in our chat, thank you so very much for being here. You guys are awesome. You guys are the guys that have put the grind in. As long as so many of us have tried, you have gotten to that level. And the fact that you have a check mark hanging out in our chat means I know what that means. And shout out to you for working that fucking hard. It means they've got 100,000 subscribers.
Oh
yes,
thank you. I never knew that.
Podcast.
Oh, shit.
So like you guys
a couple 100,000.
Yeah, well, but that's what it means. It's like that's
Yeah.
the minimum to get the check mark is 100,000, and the fact that you, dude, have busted your ass that far to get that. Trust me, I was trying. I was on my way. The fact that you pulled it off, shout out to you, dude. That's fucking
Shout
dope, man. That
out.
was awesome.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. I had somebody drop a comment one time in one of my videos. I think it's the big one I had for 125,000 views. Said that because I think in the video I said that I live at Lake of the Ozarks, and said, "Oh, are you aware that I can't remember what it's called. It's like Pokemon something. Pokemon something. Also is at Lake of the Ozarks." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'll look him up." The dude has like 115,000 subscribers, and like all he does is like go around. Apparently, he goes on walks and does like Pokemon stuff. I'm like, I am fucking blown. Are you kidding me?
Person.
And I'm like, and the dude's like, "Yeah, you should totally like link up with him." I'm like, I have no connection to any kind of content like that. I have no idea what we would do.
That's the thing.
That's
It's like,
Pokemon is coming.
That's
up here soon.
Pokemon.
That's the next
no,
thing.
dude, let's do that. Let's do it. But that's the funny part about that. It's like how did you blow up over here, Adam? Right? We were doing you were doing the reaction.
Tom McDonald reactions.
Tom McDonald stuff, right? And it worked out great. That's the way the algorithm works, right? Why was Jay's pirate channel able to be monetized in 6 weeks? Because all he did was one very specific niche on that channel. And we are changing things over here a little bit. One of the things that we have changed is that all of our reaction videos are now labeled as entertainment, because that's what they're supposed to be, because that's what we're doing. We're reacting, we're having fun, we're laughing at things. There's a very good possibility there's a video I'm going to put up that got us copyright claimed, right? So we're not going to get a lot of views on it, but it's a great reaction to the new Merry Little Batman trailer that just came out for the new show. We're going to put that on our Rumble as an exclusive, because guess what? Rumble actually understands what fair use is. And so when we're reviewing a channel, when we're reviewing a trailer and we're commenting on it, and we're stopping not only time to take time to talk to our chat about the trailer, that is all defined as fair use by the law. But YouTube has abused that. Well, they have let people abuse that fair use system that they have and that copyright claim system they have to stop us from doing that kind of thing. Rumble doesn't do that. So that video is going to be over there on Rumble. It's probably also going to be on our Twitter account as well, especially if I can talk Adam into letting me do all that kind of stuff. But that'll be on our Twitter, because Twitter and Rumble respect what fair use actually means. So please, if you enjoy our pop culture stuff, definitely come check us out on Rumble. Definitely come check us out on Twitter, because we can get away with that stuff over there. Whereas Rumble limits, or Twitter, not Rumble, but YouTube limits us on those kind of things.
I can see it. Looks like I was wondering, I'm seeing the numbers dropping off over here on YouTube. I'm like, what the hell's happening? And all of a sudden I'm realizing that we have more views over on Rumble right now. Everyone's switching over. I see the chat just rolling over on the Rumble side. Welcome everybody who's over there on Rumble. Thank you guys for checking it out. Okay, I got to get to see first. I want to say, Blue Quad, I just saw your super chat, but it says I escaped Washington State last year, never going to move back. Sister just sent me a nice property in Eastern Washington. I said, hell no. I got family lives in north of Seattle, and I'm like, God, and they're based. If any of y'all watching, I love you guys. I wish you guys would get out of that. It's where they've lived their entire lives, man. You know, people just don't want to separate from that.
I get that, but this is one of the things I have to make a point of this, and this is from a point, and this isn't my point. This is a point that's been going around for a long time. If you live in a state that is a blue state, and you are a conservative, a libertarian, an independent, okay, unless you have family or God himself has told you your mission is to try to go in there and rebuild the church and fix that state. If you have family, get the fuck out. Okay. Yeah. Your taxes are way too high. Every tax dollar you spend, whether it's sales tax, whether it's gas tax, whether it's rent or whatever it is you pay. Okay. You are funding that government out there in California. You are funding that government in Washington State that does not represent you. Look, I get it. Not everybody can move, and I get it. It's hard and it's expensive. But if you care for your children, if you care for the future of this country, you will get the hell out of these blue states, and you will make red states even redder. because the only way we will win this is if we show them that there is an alternative to the way they live. Just like the Rippaverse is showing an alternative to comic books, okay? An alternative, a new way of doing things. Just the way my friend Jason Sandberg is doing, just the way my friend, our brother, military brother, Hojo is doing it, okay? They are showing you a new way of a new way of media. If you also do the exact same thing with politics and move to states and solidify them as legitimate red states, trust me, I welcome any one of my brothers and sisters to Texas that are an independent, a libertarian, or a fucking Republican. I don't give a shit. Move here. Help me solidify the state. Help me make the biggest state in the continental United States the most reddest state on here on the planet. So we can set an example, because examples are what other people follow. Or what other people follow. We show them how to do it right.
Amazing what DeSantis managed to do with Florida. I mean, that's a solid red state now. That's no longer a fucking swing state. That's a solid red state. What are you gonna say, Rob?
Yeah, I've tried to get. So I've got a lot of family in California. I mean, it's where I'm originally from, and I've tried to have these conversations. Like, get out of the state. You know, just the taxes are high, the regulations are high. Like, this is not the best place to live. And when I bring this subject up, it's like I'm asking them to chop off an arm. It's just like they're diehard, live and die in LA. They can't imagine going anywhere else. It's like there's a whole big world out there. I mean, you don't even have to go far. You just move to Vegas. I've got a couple of family members that were able to get out, but they moved to Vegas, and but trying to get the rest of them out of there, it's like pulling teeth. It's just an absurd proposition, and I. Man, I'm so glad we got out. I mean, it was primarily because of the military, but I've had family members try to, convince us to move back. And I was like, you're smoking crack, man. I would never move back there in a million years, but I just don't get it.
Yeah. Same with Vermont. Yeah. There's no way. I think I just told this on Drunk Thief Rio show that I lived there until the 2016 election was happening, when Bernie Sanders was a candidate. And I was bartending at the time, and I had to listen to so many fucking Bernie bros just going on about this and fucking trying to rip on Trump. And I'm like, I can't be around this. I cannot be around this shit. It's fucking terrible. And like I said, and where I wasn't even that bad. I cannot imagine living in a place like St. Louis, Kansas City, LA. I would not survive.
Dude, I hate going back there so much, man.
So to go a little, I actually intentionally am trying to go a little biblical on you. But if you go Old Testament, right? If you go Old Testament, there's a reason why the Lord told the Jews, the Israelites, when they were going into Canaan and a lot of these other places in the Old Testament after Exodus and stuff like that. It's like, there's a reason why he told them to go in there. And I'm not saying this, YouTube, listen to me very, very well right here. I'm saying this is what we should do. I'm not saying this is what we should do, but there's a reason why God said to go into those areas and, let's just say, wipe out the culture. Let's just say wipe out the culture of those areas. Okay.
Thank you for being safe. That's a safe way of saying it. Thank you.
Hey, look, coming from the guy. Subscribe to me on Rumble, The Common Nerd. Become a member, please. Become a subscriber, please. $5 a month. That's all it takes. You get access to emojis, member streams, all kinds of fun stuff on Rumble. And we can say whatever we want on Rumble, especially on member streams. So please become a subscriber on Rumble. But it's one of them situations where it's like, that's the intent. I lost my brain fart. I had a brain fart when you interrupted me, Adam.
Real quick, my buddy Provost Park Pass said, is there any way you guys could swear more? I feel you guys are a little light on the swearing.
Are you
fuck yeah, we can.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, don't get us started, man.
Okay. So funny fucking story here. Okay. So
before you go with your funny story real quick, Big Rob, on Sundays at 2 p.m., we do a Bible study. We talk about Jesus and shit.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus and shit. All right, so a while back, after I really blew up with the Tom McDonald reactions, there's so many like in the comments. I get so many comments. I try to read as much as I can. I hope y'all understand. I can't get to all of them. There's thousands on these. I mean, they're really big videos, and so but I've had like so many people on there pop on and say I'm a grandmother, I'm a grandfather, I'm 80 years old. I never listen to rap, but I listen to Tom McDonald. And then I've had people, and like every once in a while, like almost actually lately, almost every time we have a live stream, I lose at least one subscriber. And one time someone commented, this woman who said, I can't, like, we just started. It was the Thursday show too. At this point, I don't think we were drinking on the show. We only started the drinking game here on the Thursday show like about a month ago, I think. So she pops on, she goes, I can't believe how much you guys cuss and you all sound drunk. We had a drop of alcohol. Everyone was completely fucking sober. And then we're like, ma'am, I'm fucking sorry, but you're talking to a bunch of fucking veterans. Like, if you think that we're always all just clean cut, you know, you have the appearance of we're wearing a fucking blues and we're looking all fancy and we're very proper, standing parade rest and attention. I'm fucking sorry. When you listen to us behind the scenes, we're dirty, foul mouth, alcoholic motherfuckers. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry, then the show's not for you. And I lost a subscriber that night. So,
yeah, but your grandmother will come back.
You know what's funny about that too, though, is like those are the people that's like those are trolls, right?
Nah, she wasn't troll. She definitely wasn't trolling. I think she really was like a pearl clutch and just didn't like the cursing thing.
Then how the hell did she ever find our channel via fucking Tom McDonald? Because yes, he blanks his cuss words in his YouTube videos, but why does he blank his cuss words in his YouTube videos? So they get more traction. Because if you blank your cuss words in YouTube videos, then they're considered family friendly and you're going to get more traction. But like, there's nothing about Tom McDonald's language, his stories, none of that shit that should give you any idea that it's not a bunch of vets coming here, getting cranky together, getting drunk and having a good time. Like, anybody that thinks that, like, I love you. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for the lost subscription.
Yeah, if you don't like the live stream, then I guess it's just not made for you. I mean, I wouldn't be nasty. I wasn't nasty to her. I just try to make some fun out of it.
No,
though.
you were
But
very nice. You were very nice.
Some people are just like that, though. You know, it's very possible. I mean, we did do a reaction to I want to say Only God Knows Why, but that's Kid Rock's song. It's a very soft, very loving song that Tom McDonald did. It's very possible maybe she found me through that and thought we were very wholesome people. No, we're military veterans. We're not wholesome. So anyways, let's get to some more soups here. Samuel the Infamous popping in for 20. This was like 50 minutes ago. Sorry it took so long, but he's reporting for booty. Where are the white women at? See, look at that. You're fucking dirty. Everyone here's a fucking dirty yellow asshole.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and again, if that was, I hope it was on Knife Hands when she found it, because if she did pop in and say that on Skinamax Saturday, then you're definitely just way the fuck off. I think you could show up on a show called Skinamax Saturday and not think we're going to sound dirty. But thank you, Sam, for the 20. I'm just gonna line them up.
Subscribe to me over on Rumble. Ooh.
So, real quick, so just kind of going back to what you said about, you know, when you get people with their random comments and stuff on your channel.
Yep.
I'm fairly new to social media, mainly because
welcome to the modern day, old man.
Yeah. When I was in regiment, I'm not going to say it was forbidden, but it was very taboo to be on social media, like with the unit that I was on. It would just stay away from it. You know, like everything that we did got screened by the PAO, the public affairs.
I can see that.
Social media got scrubbed a lot, and it got a lot of people in trouble. So we just stayed away from it. So basically from 1997 to 2020, my experience or my exposure to social media has been pretty minimal. Like I remember
You're a true
MySpace.
boomer.
Yeah. So I did like MySpace once upon a time, and then Facebook was a thing, but Facebook was like a thing while I was in, and you just like stay away from it. Don't get involved with it. Tell your spouse and tell your family to stay away from it. And like I said, it wasn't a rule. It was just kind of very taboo to have your family posting stuff and pictures and locations and deployment schedules, all that stuff. It just became a problem. So I started a Twitter account and I started the social media stuff, trying to just get my life story out there or whatever. And there was recently there was a thread on Twitter that went viral, and I've never been a part of that. But there was a guy that posted something about the Bakbazi. I'm sure you're familiar with that. The Bakbazi.
You'll have to remind me. I know the name, but my memory's so bad.
So that's the Taliban and the little boys and the
yeah.
So I made a comment on the thread just about my experiences with it, and it went viral. It had like 4 million views. And the hate and just vitriol and just the comments that I saw towards me just for commenting, I was like, what the hell is going on? So was that the video of the young boys twerking? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it pop up with you. Yeah. And man, to be clear, these are Arabic boys. I don't know what country it was, but what you call it. I learned about that as the same thing in Tunisia. I did train in Tunisia with the Tunisian special forces, and we saw these little boys going around, and they said, "Those are the soldiers' boys. You do not talk to them." And then I learned later what that meant. Like you're talking about, they're boys who are basically they're slaves and they're sex slaves at the same time. Yeah,
young boys.
And I was just kind of flabbergasted, to use a boomer word, at the negative comments and just the hate towards me just for commenting or being a part of this thread. And so just kind of getting used to the social media thing. It's just, man, I'm trying to get used to it, but it's I don't know, it's crazy. It's again, it's the breakdown of our society, man. I mean, these people, the keyboard rangers out there, keyboard warriors who just, they feel so protected. They can say whatever the fuck they want as long as they have the protection behind that fucking computer screen. They feel like nobody will ever know who they are and they can say whatever the fuck they want. And they just regurgitate all this vitriolic fucking hate and this ridiculous fucking shit that they've been brainwashed. And it's just, none of it makes sense. They live in, like I've said this many times, they live in an alternate reality.
Yeah, their morals are completely reverse.
Yeah.
Just it's bizarro world.
What were you gonna say, Jesse?
Well, and that's just entirely. I've been talking to the chat, and we've been talking to the chat for a little while, and it's one of those things. It's like we realize how much of this has collapsed now. Right. We realize how much of this has failed now. It doesn't matter if it's politics, right? We can look at the price of gas. We can look at the price of food, and all of that kind of stuff. There was a point in time where my budget for food would last me this month and another. And that doesn't happen anymore. And I think this is what a lot of people don't realize. And it doesn't matter if it's politics or pop culture. More and more of the main street are waking up, because there's a certain point. It's kind of what happened to Barack Obama in his second presidency. Is it was so much worse now, right? The inflation's so much worse. The money's so much worse. It's so much harder now. And I think one of the things is I think that 2008 should have woken up a lot of people. The problem is because they covered up so much of what happened in the 2008 collapse and covered it up with government money and stuff like that, to where not as many of us felt the effects as what we probably should have, right? Because that's the problem with economics, right? If you properly flow with a free market capitalist system, what happens? There's ups and downs. There's always going to be ups and downs, right? You're always going to have ups and downs. But at the end of the day, what ends up happening is the ups end up being better than the downs. And if you're smart enough to plan for the ups and downs, which is what happened in the stock market crash and what's happened in a lot of other things, is it's okay. The problem is what happens when those stock market crashes. There's a reason why there's a great book out there called Why Coolidge Matters. Okay. Because in 1920, 1921, Coolidge got elected. Okay. You know what Coolidge's decision was? You know, the reason why Coolidge prevented the Great Depression from happening 6 years to 8 years prior to what it should have probably happened? Because Coolidge decided to go into government, become the president, and go, hey, guess what? We're going to cut all of this shit. You guys are just going to get the hell out of the way. And then we had this great economic boom of about 8 years, which was what was called the Roaring 20s. Why did the Roaring 20s happen? Because the government backed out, because the government deregulated, and the government detaxed. And so we had probably one of the most prosperous decades outside of the dot-com bubble that we saw in the 90s. One of the most technologically and economic advancements in history, right? You went from 1920 to 1928 from no one owning a toaster, no one owning a refrigerator, to almost everyone owning one by the 1960s, right? Why did that happen? Because the 1920s, this early 8-year period, was such a free and economic situation, they could create those kind of things, which is what we see now in pop culture. At Rippaverse, now with crowdfunding, with the internet, he has now become an independent force. You can't stop him, right? Same thing with Angel Studios. And it's the same thing with the Libertarian Party to a certain degree, to get it back to politics, right? Because these guys are out there going, you can't control us. We don't get any of your money. We're going to do our own thing. And, you know, yes, there's plenty of good reasons to get inside of a Republican Party and fix things from the inside. I do that. But at the exact same time, it doesn't mean maybe you shouldn't probably support those little gold guys over there that are saying probably some of the same things you like. Look, if there's a Republican you don't like, which trust me, I live in the state of Texas, there's plenty of them I don't like, vote for a Libertarian.
Oh, yeah. See what happens when we bring the smart people on?
Are you talking about Crenshaw?
Oh God, Crenshaw!
Oh, don't get me started on.
What a fucking failure that was.
Get me started on Crenshaw.
No, let's get started on some more super chats. Samuel the Infamous for another $20, and also yes, more fam with the 20 over on the Rumble side too. Thank you. I love seeing the Rumble rants, man. Dan, Rob got that shit started, man. Thank you again, Rob. You were very generous with the Rumble rants before. I much appreciate that. Like I said, I love to see the super chats. Just go switch over there. But for right now, I will get to you, more fam, here in a minute. Samuel, thank you very much. Going back to our conversation before, when we saw the now poster child of the fucking Space Force, who's wearing a sapper tab, we were talking about that. Samuel broke it down, said the frog word, the French word sape means spade work or trench. So a sapier would be a digger. Thank you very much for explaining that. Yeah. All right. I'll explain. Yeah, a sapier back in the day, which it's a combat engineer now. Those guys are experts at blowing shit up, making entryways for people like the Rangers to get through and shit like that. They would dig underneath castles and set explosives to bring a wall down so people can go in. And that's where we have our modern day sappers.
Why with Space Force would you want explosions? Isn't that
why would they be a fucking Ranger? Yes, it makes no sense. There's
I'm
no
telling you,
reason for this motherfucker.
I'm telling you, that guy has been chosen to be they're going to follow that guy's career until he's making a general or whatever the rank is in the Space Force.
It's all Air Force rank essentially.
Yeah, he's going to have the sapper tab, the Ranger tab. You know, like
he had airborne and air assault wings.
Of course, yeah. That guy's going to get everything that he'll probably get free fall too. And that's one of the hardest
Halo wings. He'll probably have Halo wings too. You're right. Yeah.
So sometimes they'll pick somebody and they'll have people follow it, like I forgot what they're called, but the military's journalists. They'll have them follow these people their entire careers and just document them.
Almost like publicists then.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Medal of Honor recipients. Same thing. Like they basically just become PR soldiers. That's all they are. They just do tours and have people follow them around and tell them all, everywhere they're going and everything like that. Yeah. So, yep. With a Medal of Honor recipient, it makes more sense though. But I mean, fucking Space Force though, right?
Yeah, fuck those guys. Samuel the Infamous.
So, Samuel the Infamous for the 20.
Okay.
Oh, we got the
Let's go.
jimmy.
He
We
was
got
in
the
his
nice
bag
jimmy
here.
between the legs.
Here we
has
go.
the pull up, shut down, smack down.
This is no video.
Cheers to you, Samuel.
There's Dan.
Let's just keep on rolling through these. Let's see. The next one is anonymous. Oh yeah, anonymous over here on the Stream Elements side. Sorry, dude. You gotta tell us in the chat who that is. For some reason, over on Stream Elements, I don't know what the setting is, but yeah, if you don't specifically put your name in, I guess, then it just pops up as anonymous. So let us know who you are so we can give you credit. Says, I'd love to jump in on the convos, but can't do that on YouTube if you'd have me. I'm a network admin and cyber security admin for a $1.6 billion company. Damn. Very into politics. YouTube banned my friend Freedom to think freedom. Oh, ban his freedom to think after I spoke on his YouTube channel. Dude, yeah. Hit up my Twitter. If you can, check at Vets Talking, at Vets Talking on Twitter. See, at Vets Talking, that's me. Oh, Mike. Okay, yeah, dude. Hit up my Twitter account or on the Facebook or whatever, and send me a message, dude. And yeah, we'll talk about it. See, so for $20, let's do this.
Come on, Nazi.
Cheers. All right. Big Rob, what are you sharing?
You had mentioned Medal of Honor thing. This is one of the guys from my unit, Leroy Petrie. Got the Medal of Honor a while back, but he ended up. You can read up on his story, Leroy Petrie. But he threw a grenade while they were in a firefight and exploded, blew off his hand. So now he's got a pretty cool robot hand, but just kind of going back to what you said, like during the final years of his career, that kind of what you said, he was just kind of like that poster boy. They would ship him all over the country and he would have to go everywhere they told him to go like a show and tell, you know?
Yep.
But
yeah.
Baseball games, city events, things like that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah. The 173rd Airborne Brigade in I think it's 2007, their deployment to Afghanistan. This is after I left there. I went to Fort Bragg in 2004. So I think it was in 2007. And you familiar with the documentary movie Restrepo?
Yeah. Major Kearney. I used to work with Major Kearney. He was in regiment. He was the commander of Restrepo.
So that was the 173rd Airborne Brigade. That was my unit. After I had left there, and there was 3 Medal of Honor recipients. 3 living members of the 173rd Airborne Brigade received the Medal of Honor. And now it's killing me. I can't remember the name of the first one. The first one who got it was the first living recipient of the Medal of Honor since Vietnam. And there's 3 from that deployment. For any of you guys out there, if you like military documentaries, check out Restrepo. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what those guys went through. It is amazing what those guys went through in Afghanistan. It's no surprise that you had 3 Medal of Honor recipients from that deployment. They got beat up, man.
Yeah, Major Kearney ended up at regiment for a little bit, and
so he went to regiment after
Restrepo.
Oh no shit! So you got to hear stories from that.
Yeah. So he was I think he was a captain during Restrepo, and then afterwards he came to regiment. I always knew him as Major Kearney, but he worked at headquarters.
Was he actually in the unit that was at that? I don't know if it was a FOB or a fire base or what.
Yeah, you'll see it. Like if you watch that documentary, you'll see him in there.
Oh, he's in the documentary. No shit.
Yeah, Major Kearney.
Oh wow,
Captain Kearney at the time, I think.
Yeah, I've got the DVD back over here. I'm not going to waste my time to go dig it out, though. But,
Yeah.
dude, well, I mean, insane what those guys went through.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking insane. Big reason why I'm a huge fan of Big and Rich, too. Like I was talking about with Redneck Riviera, Big and Rich, because they're big supporters of the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Their song, 8th of November, was written because they were a friend of a Vietnam-era veteran from the 173rd Airborne Brigade, when they had the incident during the 8th of November. I can't remember what the battle was called, yeah. And then they actually, when I was at Fort Bragg, they did a benefit concert to raise funds for what is now 173rd Airborne Brigade Memorial at Washington, D.C. They did a concert in Virginia, which is a short drive, a decently short drive from me. I was gonna go. I was so upset that I could not go to this fucking concert because it was all just about the 173rd. It was to raise money for the 173rd, and I ended up having to go on a fucking training deployment. I couldn't fucking make it, but I finally got to go and see Big and Rich play at. I am a huge Green Bay Packer fan, and they did a home opener concert outside of Lambeau Field. And when they did the 8th of November, they did a whole big deal. They got a bunch of military veterans up, and they poured them all shots of Redneck Riviera and saluted to all the veterans there. And then did the 8th of November. And that was the moment, man. I'm like, this is so many years in the making for me. I've been waiting to see this. And that's what got me into. That's when I first learned about Redneck Riviera. And it's been my favorite whiskey ever since. So love that band. Love that moment.
Yeah. I
Meant a
gotta
lot
try
to
some
me.
of that. I gotta try some
It's
of that.
good. It's damn good. It's only $20. It's the best cheap.
Do they sell it everywhere?
So I know it's here in Missouri. I know it's in Wisconsin. I know my buddy Mike can get it not in Vermont because Vermont's a stupid fucking government regulated fucking state when it comes to liquor. It's only what the government wants to buy, but he can get it in New Hampshire. So it's at least, yeah, I'm guessing it is across the country.
Yeah, I think it's nationwide.
Yeah.
I spent a little time in Vermont at the Mountain Warfare School for like a,
Oh, no
like
shit.
a week long. Yeah, over there in Burlington.
Ethan Allen.
Yeah, it's
Camp,
right up there.
Camp Ethan Allen, right?
Yeah. That was a pretty cool school, man. That was a lot of fun. There was a pizza place in town. I forgot the name of it, but we went to the pizza place like every day. It was really good. But yeah, Burlington was nice. We took pictures with the Vermont State Police from the stupid movie Super Troopers.
Yeah. It's so funny because dude, when Super Troopers came out, that was like Vermont pride. We were so proud. They made a movie about Vermont. Yeah. But it's like it was making fun. Like, dude, Vermont fucking state. They're called state police. They're not even called troopers. Like everything is fabric. Everything was like fake from the movie. The city was not real. And Vermont state fucking police are dicks, dude. They are fucking. They are not jokey motherfuckers. They are assholes. Like most state police and state troopers are. So
somebody walks up, you liter of cola, and they just start kicking the shit out.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I bet they got so much shit. Oh God, I never thought about that, dude. Old man Mike worked the comms for like a troop or detachment or whatever they called it for the state police there. I'm gonna have to ask him if he was there when Super Troopers came out and the stories he might have heard because he was friends with a ton of the police, state police there. Real quick, Lisa Clan, what's up? I haven't seen you in the chat before. Talking to Gamer, talking to you, Common. Operation Hump. Yes, Mike, you're absolutely right. Yep, it was Operation Hump. That was the Vietnam operation for the 173rd. That was the story behind the song 8th of November, which I love that song. Gives me chills every time because they actually show the 173rd patch in there a bunch of times and all the old Vietnam pictures.
Operation
great
Hump
song.
was my stripping performance.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Perfect delivery of voice.
All right, let me get to another super chat here. Let's see. I was already looking up the video before I even pulled the chat up. Hold on. Let me get over here to the start. Blue Corps Devil, our infantry friend, for $20. says, it's back when we were talking about Tom McDonald saying the Hangover gang is what got me to start watching y'all. And dude, I cannot be more grateful for it. Dude. So happy to have you here, man. You have been such an amazing supporter of this channel. I love you, buddy. And I feel like we should be past it now. I really hope and pray everything's okay with you, man. I know you went through a terrible time, and I just hope everything's okay. But thank you so much because you are so great. You're not going to see Jeremy dance. You get to shoot him in the dick.
I'm freaking out.
Okay, go.
Blue Cordell, thank you. And at this rate, it looks like we're only going to get through one topic again. This is pretty amazing that the Thursday show, our political show, we're having more difficulty to get through topics than on Saturday. But I love it. What do you got there, Rob?
Van Winkle.
Van Winkle. How many years does that say? Let me see it again.
12?
12 years. Lot B. Nice. Kentucky bourbon. I mean, that's redundant. All bourbons are from Kentucky, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. Like, there are so many laws and regulations. I mean, actual laws that dictate how certain things are made. Like Irish whiskey. Yeah. Like a Kentucky bourbon has to come from Kentucky and it has to be made of corn. Irish whiskey, I think, not only has to come from Ireland, but it has to come from, I think, like Dublin or something like that. It has to have this certain ingredient. Yeah, it's very strict. You can't just fucking around with that. If you try calling it something, like if you try calling a bourbon that's not made of corn or it's not from Kentucky, you can, well, I guess I don't know what the penalty is, but there's a law behind it, so I'm sure that there is actually
stern.
a legit penalty. Yeah. Let's see. I want to get to Go ahead.
Doesn't it have to be aged in charred barrels too to be considered a
yeah,
bourbon?
it's got to be a new
Charred barrels.
oak charred barrel or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a requirement.
something like that.
You know what's weird? In Lebanon, Missouri, where I lived before, we have a barrel making company. Like I guess like for Missouri, like that's the place where they make the barrels. And old man Mike visited me down there, and I can't even remember the fucking word now, but there is actually a specific word or name for a company that makes barrels. And it is so damn weird. Like he just randomly like said this weird like Pachukapa, some shit. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? That's a Pachukaba. Like, this is where they make barrels. Why didn't you just say that?
Yeah, they were gonna call themselves Barrel Making Company, but they thought maybe it was a little long. So yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird fucking word that just doesn't sound like it's anything having to do with barrels. That means it's a barrel making company.
Yeah, cooperage. I'm looking at it.
Yes,
right now.
a cooperage. So like cooperage, right? Was that iron oxide?
You're right. Yeah. If I'm pronouncing,
Yeah, cooperage. Yeah, cooperage. I think that's it. Someone in the chat, somebody in the chat's gonna know. I think it's like cooperage. And he said just like that. He said it so weird. It's like, oh, cooperage.
Cooperage.
Fuck.
It's like you don't know what a cooperage is.
Retard.
Yeah.
What a dumbass. Jeez. All right. Let's see. Yep. Thank you very much for typing that in. Over on the Streamlabs side, more. Wait. Am I looking at the same one? No, Mopin. Oh, right. No. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, we got different ones here. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and do this one then. More fam. Over on Rumble for $20 simply says cheers with a cheers emoji. Thank you very much, more fam. You have no idea how much I appreciate seeing the Rumble ramp / super chats, whatever we're calling them, over on the Rumble side. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. And let's see, which one should we do next? Dirty Dancing. everybody. Oh, much appreciated. All right. I think at the very least, we're going to do the main topic. We'll do the main topic, but let me get to this last Rumble super chat over on the Stream Element side by Mike Ross. And I'll share because I'll share the screen over here because I want to give some love and appreciation to everyone who tips. Let's see. Let me get the right one here. Here's the backstage of the Stream Elements, y'all. Says Mike Ross 8884 over here on the Stream Elements says, last one, I swear, you better. That is so upsetting. You keep giving me money. How dare you, Mike? Last one, I swear, just sub to Common Nerd. Hell yeah. Give him some love. Give the Common Nerd some love. List the things I mentioned on X. I still call it Twitter. Fuck X. And see what everyone thinks. Am I wrong that any of the points I made? Jesse, is that a question to you?
What was it again?
He says he said he just sub to you. He says list the things I mentioned on X.
Everyone thinks meant wrong with the points I made. I honestly don't know what Mike's talking about. Maybe it was one of my videos. If there's a certain because I've been posting videos on YouTube, or not on YouTube, but on Twitter. Last one, I swear, just sub to Common Nerd. List the things I mentioned on X and see whatever. Wait, this is Mike Ross. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull up Mike Ross's stuff here in just a second. He actually sent me some links on Twitter.
Right,
he wants,
while you do,
he wants us to go over.
While you do that, we'll go ahead and give him some proper love. We just saw Dermy dance. Shit. We'll just go to the old classic. Hey. Cheers to you, Mike Ross. Thank you, my friend. And thank you for circumventing Papa Susan by dropping the tips in the Stream Element side. Much appreciated. All right. While Jesse goes ahead and looks that up.
Adam, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not entirely sure we're going to want to.
Is this going to be a little risky?
Well, it's the Epstein flight log.
Oh, no. No, I would love to show that. You know what? Maybe we'll wait a little bit and then turn off YouTube and switch over to Rumble exclusive for a little bit.
Yeah,
let's do that. I don't want to risk that. Yeah, I do not want to risk showing off all the friends of YouTube on that log. They will not like that. So yeah, let's hold off on that. All right, thank you for giving me a heads up on that. All right, let's go ahead and get.
What am I here for? My job is your producer. What am I supposed to be here?
I love the fuck out of it, man. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead. We'll finally get to the main topic of the night. 2 hours and 17 minutes into the show.
What's that?
So here's the thing. When I first heard, I can't remember what. Oh my god, I hate these freaking ads. Fuck you, Washington Times. Better than Washington Post. What up,
Adam? I'm gonna be right back because I want to make sure my StreamYards works. I'll be right back.
Okay. So whistleblowers have come out and said that the FBI have been targeting agents within their ranks for anything that could be Trump types, including simply serving in the military. I'm not going to read the entire article, but the basis here is they have a list of individuals have been not kicked out, but they've been pressured out for things as ridiculous as not wanting to wear a mask, not wanting to take the jab, or simply serving as a Marine in the military as being Trump types. The comments here end up being as this could be people who are disloyal to the United States of America. Marines. People who served and want to serve in the United States Marine Corps could be considered disloyal to the United States of America. So in these cases, when they have these types of individuals, they're not necessarily just kicked right out. But in this case right here, it says they strip the agents of security clearances, which sideline them on the job and push them towards the exit, according to the disclosures. The military does this kind of stuff too. If you have a total shitbird in the military, sometimes you don't need to kick them out. You just need to make their life ever-loving fucking hell. And eventually make them want to fucking quit and leave. But this is our modern day government right now under the Biden administration. I'll call it the Biden administration. That they don't want anyone who can be even perceived as being right of center because they don't trust these people. They need their fucking lefties. They need people who will just be loyal to the cause of the left wing agenda.
Yep.
So if you served in the Marine Corps, they know damn well that no lefties, no fucking woke tards are going to serve in the Marine Corps. So clearly that means that you're going to be disloyal to the left-wing agenda and they're going to kick you out of the FBI.
No, brother.
Well,
brother, I love you to death, but you're very, very wrong on this one when it comes to government institutions, right? If we're talking about, what are we talking about here? Go back up to the top. What are we talking about here? We're talking about we're talking about the FBI. FBI accused of targeting Trump types, agents who served in military deemed disloyal.
This is from the Washington Times. This is not a right wing.
Right. Oh, I know. But that's what I'm saying, brother. This is what I'm telling you right now is we are being targeted by these people. Like these people want us dead. Because why? Why do they want us dead? Why do they want us dead? This is always the funny conversation. That's probably a little bit of a conversation that should probably be handled over on Rumble. But we'll see how that goes next week. And Alec Baldwin's finger, I see you, brother. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey, what's up, Al Baldwin's finger? I did not say that right.
No, you're good. I saw him in the chat. But one of the things, it's like we have to understand is their goal is death and destruction, right? That's what we have to understand. It doesn't matter if it's media, it doesn't matter if it's politics, all that kind of stuff, right? So FBI accused of targeting Trump types, agents who served in the military deemed disloyal. Oh, color me fucking shocked. Every one of us veterans that served between, I don't know, probably every one of us that served prior to 2000, I don't know, 10, 12. This is one of those things. This is always their goal, right? This has always been their goal. They want to corrupt the military the same way they've corrupted everything else. And the problem is they've got, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 million veterans in this country right now. And here's the problem is we don't agree with this shit. We don't want to deal with this. And you know what the funny part is they can always consider veterans like this separate part of the society. They can always call us this separate culture or whatever. But at the end of the day, like veterans represent the majority of the culture. We really do, because we're common sense folks. We are willing to put up with the BS and we're willing to knock it down. And at the end of the day, the majority of Western civilization, Western culture, Rumble specifically, shout out to my Rumbles folks. I love you guys.
Love you.
But it's one of those things. It's like, that's where it's gotten to. What have we been hearing about in YouTube for the last couple of weeks, right? They're gripping in there tight. And so there's going to come to be a point where Betsy Ross or Gadsden Flag and social media are a red flag for those two. And they have been red flags for a long time. I'm a guy who on my Rumble channel always had a Gadsden Flag background. You know, my food channel, when I started it back in 2015, like it was a joke on my food. Oh yeah, there you go, Gadsden Flag. Well, it was a joke on my food channel. Why? Because I'm like, I got pissed off at my brother. I decided to wash my cast iron skillet with soap. That's not how you handle So do you handle a cast iron skillet? Okay.
No, you can't do that.
No. And if you're an independent, if you're a guy that's living on your own, what's the one tool you're going to have? Cast iron skillet. Why? Because you cook every one of your fucking foods in that. And that makes you independent. And so fuck these guys.
Well, okay, so I mean, it sounded like you wanted to say that I was wrong, but we absolutely agreed on everything there. Rob, it looked like you really want to say a few things there. Rob, what do you got to say about it?
No, so we saw this. We saw this probably about I don't know, about 7-8 years ago. It was like a purge of all of the NCOs that didn't conform, that didn't comply.
Were you watching the show when I said when I heard about the litmus test for officers?
Nah.
I had an officer. I knew an officer when I was living back in Vermont who was in the National Guard. He told me about a litmus test that was going out. One of the questions that definitely struck: would you be willing? Would you give orders to shoot American civilians if ordered? This is done under Obama.
Damn. Yeah. Never heard that. But I know there was this purge that happened. A lot of the good senior NCOs, a lot of the first sergeants, sergeant majors that were all about the boys, all about the troops, the guys, that they looked out for. Those guys were getting expunged. They were just getting kicked out of the unit, and not for any kind of disciplinary thing. It was just they would make it like a technicality, but those guys would be up for the next sergeant major spot. But because they didn't conform to whatever the current thing was, they were like, all right, you've got to move on. You got to go to a different unit. So guys that were in SOF had to go to a different unit. So we saw that a lot. And as I retired, I saw it even more as deployments kind of became less frequent. Like if you didn't comply to whatever it was, to the stupid online surveys or to the PowerPoint presentations on diversity or whatever it was, then you were kind of shunned by command. It was really weird. And it's just, I kind of got out at right at the perfect time, because I didn't have to deal with a lot of that stuff, but I did see some of it. And, anything like with the Gadsden flag, pretty much anything patriotic has been deemed, concerning to the ADL and to this current government. So if you have the Gadsden flag for the last 20 years or, before, whatever's going on right now, the Gadsden flag was a sign of patriotism and, you were a hardcore veteran and stuff like that. But now Gadsden flag is a it's a
hate symbol. It's a symbol. It represents slavery or whatever.
It's so freaking bizarre, man. And you're right with the American flag, man.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, so it has been used by those of us who want to fight to protect this country and fight what it stands for. Because what the Gadsden flag stands for, again, I'll highlight it here while I'm talking. The flag was created during the Revolutionary War. And it represents, I've told this story, I've told this way back when I first started the YouTube. I've said this on a few different things, that the snake represents a rattlesnake. The snake will leave you alone. The snake will leave you alone until you step on it. The second you step on it, it's going to bite you. So keep on fucking stepping on us and we'll fucking bite eventually. That's what it fucking represents. Don't tread on me. We will leave you the fuck alone. Just don't fucking tread on me. Don't fucking step on me or we will fucking bite you. That's what it stands for. And that's why it's been used in recent time to go back to the original origin of it. It's not saying we want a fight. It's saying leave us the fuck alone.
What?
Let us live our fucking lives freely in the way we want, and we won't bite back, but we will fucking bite.
Our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence. God bless Thomas Jefferson until the day we all forget about him, which, Jesus. Anyway,
the day they tear down all the statues.
Thomas Jefferson, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the greatest founding fathers of all time. This is a guy who grew up as a 13-year-old with slaves who never wanted slaves. This is a guy who literally wrote the Declaration of Independence, calling out the King George himself going, fuck you. You shouldn't have slaves. You asshole. You're a fucking prick. Okay.
Hey, real quick,
Thomas
Devil,
Jefferson-
Devil, if you're taking off, thank you very much, Devil. You have a great
yes,
night,
of
buddy.
course. Yes, brother. Hey, thank you, Devil. Appreciate you. Hey, go get some sleep. Go get some rest, man. We'll see you on Saturday night.
Blue cord Devil. I was saying Devil like I'm talking about Devil.
Yeah,
Blue cord, thank you.
I know you're talking about, but yeah, Blue Cord Devil, please, man, go get some rest, brother. We love you. We'll see you on Saturday, man. Just go get some rest, man. Oh fuck! Like I said, I watched my mom go through a lot of that, so please get some rest, brother. But it's one of those things. It's like fuck. I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Oh, Adam lost his train of thought too. But you know what we can do?
I made you lose your train of thought twice now.
Thomas Jefferson.
No, you're good because guess what? This is the best part is we can go through. I don't think was that the last. Is that the newest one? Is that really the newest one? Okay, all right. But you know what? We got right here. We got Alec Baldwin's finger for $20.
Hey, that finger never misses.
That finger never misses.
Did you guys talk about the U.S. Army letter that DC Drano? What is DC Drano?
He's a guy on
awesome.
Twitter. He's got a lot of good stuff that he
Put out on Twitter tonight. They are changing dishonorable discharges for people that refuse the jabs, apparently. I know there was an article that showed the some odd like 7,000 fucking troops that got kicked out because they refused to take the jab, and only 43 came back after the order was rescinded. Rob, can you tell me, do you know were all these people kicked out on dishonorables? Because I know it's what they were talking about doing, maybe. I never actually read a story or followed up to find out if they were kicked out on dishonorables or not.
Honestly, I don't know if they were like what the condition was of their discharge, but obviously it was an honorable discharge, or else this letter. So I'm looking at the letter. I was watching it earlier today, the whole thread, but the letter that came out was a notification that you can modify the status of your discharge. So basically convert it to honorable discharge, which means it was probably general or whatever it was.
Or dishonorable, yeah. But
So,
in any case, it was something other than honorable, which is amazingly fucked up.
Yeah. So this letter, man, I was going to cover this on a video coming up, but it's just slap in the face, man. Like after all of this, we're sorry, we've rescinded the rule. You can go ahead, and if you want to go through the process of upgrading your discharge, or they're even offering people to come back into the military. Like, why the fuck would I want to come back into the military after all of this?
And that's what I was saying. Yeah, out of the thousands that got kicked out, only like 43, I think it was, actually came back. And I don't blame any of them. After going through that shit, big fuck you.
Yeah.
No fucking way. I was talking about this before you found the channel, that like a month ago, I saw a soldier in his fucking combat uniform, and it immediately just gave me like these flashbacks to my time in the military, and I was just like, I want to wear the uniform again. I just want to wear the fucking uniform again. I want to be in the Army again. I fucking missed it, man. And I started talking to a National Guard recruiter because I'm thinking like, well, maybe the National Guard shouldn't be so bad. I had a recruiter friend, a friend I knew from high school back when I moved back to Vermont. He told me that he could get me a fucking a trainer position or some shit that would be non-deployable. So I started thinking about that. Maybe if I get some sort of position, I could be some sort of an instructor or some shit over here. And then I started talking to I've got a first sergeant buddy. He's been on the show before. And he's like, dude, there's no such thing as a non-deployable position. You're still going to get tacked with some sort of an MOS, and you can at some point or another end up losing that position and being in like there's no such thing as never non-deployable.
Yeah.
Well, one of my things is, and this is an Air Force guy, right? I'm just an aircraft mechanic, right? I just beat on rivets and pound things and make them all work and make them fly, so you guys can all be safe and they can drop bombs on your enemies and I
can jump out of them, even though they're perfectly good airplanes.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't miss that at all, man.
But
you don't miss jumping? Dude, I love jumping, man. I fucking miss that shit. I want to do some fucking civilian fucking free fall so bad. I've never done it.
Regiment sucked all the fun out of it, dude. It just became
I had
we
nothing.
did it a lot.
When I was at Bragg, I don't know what my luck was, but I had nothing but fucking Hollywood jumps my entire time there. It was pure Hollywood. For those of you who don't know, Hollywood jumps mean no fucking combat equipment. We did all out of these Casa 210, whatever the fuck it was.
I love the Casa jumps.
You jumped the Casas too? Oh, yeah, fucking love the Casas, man.
Those were easy because you just jump out the pack. It was nice. You, like just. Yeah, it's not like
bunny hop out the back. It's like jumping. Yeah. I've jumped Chinooks too, and it's the same thing. Jumping out of a Chinook, it's just a nice little bunny hop. You get a 6-second free fall. I fucking love jumping those, and I had nothing but Casa when I was at Bragg, dude, for five fucking years.
I've jumped out of the Hueys and the Blackhawks, the Casas, the Chinooks, but we did a lot. A majority of our stuff was out of the 31s.
That was my entire time at Italy was nothing but the C-130s.
Yeah, would you say C-130s?
Yeah. Trust me, my numbers get mixed up all the time too.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. Sorry, I kind of interrupted. Commentary.
Yeah, Jesse, sorry, dude.
No,
sorry.
You're fine.
Paratroopers start fucking get on this shit. We can't stop.
You know what? Brothers.
That's why we love the Air Force, man. You gave us our rides. We appreciate you.
Here's the thing about this, and I'm going to explain this one more time because we've explained this a million times before. I love my brothers and sisters. I'm an Army brat. My great uncle from the Navy was like the first guy to ever go under the Arctic Circle, right? Like I got cred. Okay, I got cred. Okay, but you know what? My brothers in the Marines, my jarheads, my Rangers, my Army brothers, my I don't even want to say Coast Guard, but I
give the Coast Guard their love, man. They fucking do drug interdictions or whatever the fuck it's called. Those guys risk their lives. Not all of them. They got this, but
right. Like I said, I dated a Coast Guard girl, loved her to death. Well, a lot of love for different reasons, but anyway. But like it's one of them situations where it's like I love all my brothers and sisters. We all fight this battle. We all fight this thing. At the end of the day, what's the old school rule, right? We all sign that paycheck, right? Up into XYZ. We all sign
up until our life. Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to bring up, and I know we should look, Adam, if you've got an hour, we've got a couple of things from the chat. A couple of things from some of the friends that have given us super chats that we probably should discuss on Rumble.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get up to Rumble here in a little bit to talk about some of these other topics. Real quick, Candy Weagle, I assume. Nope, just nope. My brother was stationed at Bragg. All right. I was not in 82nd. I was in Army Special Operations Command. All right, and I was in PSYOP. Every single one of my jumps, I had 82nd did combat jumps all the fucking time. Just like when I was in Italy, when I was with the 173rd Airborne Brigade, I never got to do a Hollywood jump over there. I lucked out. I was never a jump chaser. Like you can see, I don't have a star on my wings. I never had any ambitions to become a jump master. I should have. Maybe I'll tell the story sometime. The reason why I didn't want to be a jump master. I was scarred, dude. Okay, I'll fucking go ahead and tell. I'll be real quick about it. When I was a cherry private, like I swear to God, it was like my first month or two at unit at the 173rd, and the fucking traveling jump master school came over there, and I was a test dummy for the JMPI test phase. No shit. I had some of the most big badass fucking former 75th Rangers going through fucking JMPI jump master pre-inspection. Pre-jump inspection, I think it was.
Yeah, pre-jump inspection. Yeah.
You go through 3 soldiers, and each soldier has something wrong on their parachute, and they have to. Yeah. They have a time limit they have to go through. I saw these most badass fucking sergeants I've ever fucking known scared out of their fucking mind.
Dude, it sucks, man.
When I saw this motherfucker, he's like freaking the fuck out as he's going through. He's like halfway through the fucking inspection while he's still talking about the fucking deficiency that was way the fuck up here. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Dude, it is
Holy
so fucking
shit.
stressful, man. They wanted me to go. They wanted me to go to Jump Master. And so I they give you the book and they get you ready to go, and they're waiting for like a slot to open up or whatever. And so I'm reading through the book, and I'm seeing all of my buddies go through, the hands-on stuff, doing it, like studying the book and trying to do all the hands-on shit. And I'm like, that doesn't look like fun at all. You guys are fucking stressed out all the time.
Oh
like,
my
the guys
God.
that go in and like fail and come back, because it happens. Like they just come back just totally defeated. I was like, I don't want any fucking part of that. Like on jump days, because
Thank you for justifying my fucking lack of ever want to be a jump master.
Fuck that. So I know, like, once you become a jump master, when I see them, they go and do all the JMPIers, the last ones to JMPI. You're the last ones to put all your equipment on, and they're the most relaxed at that point. But
yeah,
we jumped so much that I fucking hated it. I hated jumping because we would do all the airfield seizures. You had to jump like once every
3 months was a requirement.
Yeah,
I mean,
that.
to keep your jump pay, but yeah, I know like units like 75th and other shit's gonna be way more than that.
Yeah, just to keep your jump pay, it was whatever it was. But then we would always have like our airfield seizures and our different events. And it just became like, it wasn't fun anymore. It was like, those first few jumps out of jump school, it was fun because you're doing this crazy cool thing.
I didn't consider that fun. Holy shit, I was scared out of my fucking mind.
Yeah. I got a funny story about my first 5 jumps, but so in regiment, you do it so much, and it's a part of a bigger training event. It's not like you just jump and like that's the day. It's like you jump and now you're seizing an airfield for the next 6 hours, and then you got to do it again. It just sucks. Yeah. So they just kind of suck the fun out of it,
Yeah, that was my first jump was an airfield seizure jump. And actually, there's a whole. we can go on all these fucking tangents. We can't tell all these stories tonight though. We're already running up on time. But yeah, my first jump, I was like many months. Well, maybe it was like 2 months after airborne school, because I went back home on leave and did that hometown recruiting. So there was a good amount of time between when I did my final jump in airborne school to when I was going to have to do my first jump at the 173rd. And I was so scared. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was so scared. I was actually one. For all you don't know, if you're airborne and you refuse to jump, you get those wings taken away from you.
Yeah, you get in trouble.
I was willing to do that. Yeah, you'll get in trouble too. Yeah, you'll get like Article 15 and everything. And I told my team leader, I said, I can't do it. I'm willing to turn my wings in. I can't do it. And he turned out he was a jump master on my bird. He said, I'm gonna take care of you. And he did. He made sure that I was on his stick, which means I was on his side of the plane. And I can't remember if I was first or not. No, I wasn't first. But what he did is when I came up, he put his hand on my chest and stopped me dead. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And then he let me go, and come to find out he did the same thing to the guy behind me. So he gave me space when I was in the air. And turned out I didn't even need that. It was all 5 jumps I did in airborne school. I did what everyone else did. I closed my eyes. I clinched. This time I had my eyes open, and I remember seeing the C-130, the body of the C-130, and felt like I could reach out and touch it. And just that image right there has always been in my mind. And it was amazing, dude. And ever since then, I loved it. I loved jumping after that.
All because he made sure you were on his stick.
Here, check this out. I just saying something.
I've got a dip, guys. I put in there in the private chat a link to the what they were talking about, the COVID restrictions being lifted. It's this article thing Horny Alf tweeted out of Porta. But I've got a dip, so I will talk to you guys later.
Sounds good, bud. Thank you very much for being here, Devil, and everything else you do for the channel. I appreciate the hell out of it, man.
Okay.
I already got a shot poured. I've got to do Alec Baldwin's finger dropping a 20. Oh no, we already did this one. Yeah, that was one we were talking about, but we didn't do the shot on. That started the entire conversation, so we still got to do the shot. Again, did you guys talk about the letter that DC Drano put out? I don't know if we have that or not, but let's go ahead and shoot Jeremy in the dick. Sure.
Okay, go.
Oh, we got to run through a few others. Let's knock this out real quick, and we'll get to that here in a minute. I see you. Hayden75 saying social, baby. That does mean social. Everyone take a drink. Much appreciate Hayden. Thank you very much. And also, Hayden dropped a $20. Oh, and this. He says, oh, and this. Thank you very much. Apparently, he had a very specific budget. He was only going to drop 30, and that's perfectly fine with me. Had to break it up into two. I don't know if that's going to be the last one that we're going to have tonight or not. We are going to hop over to Rumble here in a minute so we can talk about some of the stuff that we can't say over here. But if this is the last one, I know everyone is finding this to be a great... You know what? I was going to do the mushroom stamp, but I think people like this one better.
Come on now.
Thank you very much. Cheers. I'm looking over at Rumble. Roy Rat says, I only went on a skydive with the Golden Knights at Bragg. It was fun as hell out the door at 13,000 feet. Dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Did a tandem?
Yeah, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could jump with the fucking Golden Knights.
You can do a
Are
tandem.
you telling me 5 years I was at Bragg, I could have got a jump with the fucking Golden Knights?
Probably not easy to do, but yeah.
I guess I could have asked.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm kind of pissed off about that now. What do you got? What do you got here, Sharon, Rob?
It's just it's the T11 parachutes.
Oh yeah.
After you left, I think.
Yep. When I got out, it was still
T10s.
Yeah, we had the circle with the fucking toggle knobs.
Yeah,
that was still pretty new.
Okay,
yeah, when I was dude, the nomenclature's got me all mixed up. What was the last one that you had to pull the fucking? You didn't have the toggles. You just pulled the. Oh my god!
The T10 parachutes, right? Just the circle ones with
T10
no toggles.
T10 Charlie.
Yeah, the T10 Charlie, I think, is the one with the toggles, isn't it?
I can't
know
remember anymore. I don't know. But yeah, I'll tell you what before you had the toggles and all you could pull was what the hell is it called? It's the lines. Risers, yes, like blood on the risers, yes.
Yeah.
You had no control over anything. All you could do is like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep on going in this direction. All I can do is just try to dump a little bit in one way to slow me down a little bit.
It didn't work for shit, man.
Oh, dude. T10 Charlie says death dealer. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never good at those nomenclatures, man. Never get the nomenclature. Did I hear these ones here, the square shoots, like, weren't they shit? Did I hear there's a lot of problems with those motherfuckers?
No, there wasn't a lot of problems. They were heavier, and the control. So like when you would pull a riser, you wouldn't get that immediate slip.
Wait, those were risers? You didn't have toggle knobs?
Not on the T11s, no.
Really?
Yeah, no, not on these.
Wow.
No. The only ones that had the toggles were the version of the T10s that had like a cutout on the parachute. Up at the top.
Yeah, it's like basically you had a bunch of holes in the back, so you always had a forward motion, but you can control which way you're going then. And I thought that was like the big advancement. I didn't think they were going to get away from that.
No, these ones, from what I understood, and I guess it worked. Basically, when you jumped out, wherever you jumped, like it was because of the slits in the four corners, like you came straight down. There was no drift.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a bad thing then.
Yeah, I mean they were still heavy. I mean, like I've still been on chalks where we landed in the trees. It, you know,
I remember I only had to do one night jump when I was in active active duty.
there's a
You
lot
only
of
have
night
to do.
jumps.
So we did it in Hungary. We flew in from Italy to Hungary, and we did an airfield seizure training exercise. And the only thing I could see on the ground was the airfield. Obviously, one big concrete fucking strip. And I was coming down from the left side, and I was drifting right onto that concrete platform, and I'm doing I'm pulling fucking no, or I'm pulling the other way, and I drifted I landed in the grass just off to the right side of the fucking airfield, dude. I would have busted my fucking legs on that goddamn fucking concrete, and I was so close.
Dude, it's scary when you come down and you're like going right for all of the light structures. You know, it's an airport,
Right.
It's a runway, so they've got all the light towers and all the the lighting to light up the runways. You're going straight for that thing. There's all you can do is just pray that you don't freaking take one up the keister. You know, you just gotta like.
Oh, dude, yeah, we did. Did you say you did go to Germany? Did you ever train in Grafenberg Hohensfels?
I've been to Germany a lot, only through like on our way overseas. So I didn't spend any time like actually training in Germany. Just
okay, you didn't jump out there. Yeah, there's I think it was Grafenberg where they had Bunker DZ, and it's called Bunker DZ because it was full of World War II German bunkers, and people would land on these motherfuckers. Yeah, we're talking about concrete fucking structures, dude. I never landed on one. I actually, I knock on wood. I don't know why I don't jump anymore. I never actually had a bad landing. I never did. I am so blessed. I am so blessed, man, because I've gotten close multiple times, like almost land on the fucking concrete fucking runway in Hungary, but I never had an actual bad jump. I'm so blessed.
No, the concrete landings were common. It was like when you were going for the structures that were on the airfields that were scary. Those were brutal.
Oh, dude. We had a jump where an officer, I can't remember if he was a lieutenant or a captain, we had landed equipment ahead of time. Sometimes you do train, because in a real combat scenario, you drop in your equipment, your trucks, your artillery, everything else. Mm-hmm. And we had an officer who somehow managed to land spread eagle right on an artillery fucking cannon. On an artillery barrel. Had to get medically evacuated because he crushed his fucking nuts.
Well, as a medic, I've treated a lot of
iron oxide there. You treated stuff like that?
Yeah. So we would do a lot of night jumps, and guys would come down. You know how you lower your equipment before you hit?
Yep.
And guys would come down, they would brace and get in their PLF, and they would land on their rucksack, or they would land somewhere, and they would shatter their femur, break their back or whatever, and they'd be yelling, screaming in pain. And as the medic, I'd have to go and treat them both in training, mainly in training. And we never did any combat jumps while I was in, but like all the training jumps, guys would break their backs and their legs and stuff. And that was rough, man.
Brutal, dude.
Yeah. I've seen people like their legs, they're like breaking femurs. Yeah. Just like
when I was in Lurs, we had when I got there, our armory sergeant was an infantryman, and I never understood why he was there until I learned that he got sent. When you're in Lurs, all NCOs have to be Ranger qualified. If you don't qualify, then you end up getting out. Well, just before I got there, this guy was in Ranger school, and I can't remember what phase it was. I think it was the one in Louisiana, like swamp phase or something like that.
Well, they don't do that no more.
Well, but you know what I'm talking about, the one in Louisiana where you're like,
well, they do
Florida. Yeah, okay,
Florida.
okay. I get it. I get it all mixed up. But in any case, they did a helicopter infiltration, and he jumped out of the helicopter into very loose, wet mud. And with his 100+ pound rucksack, his legs got stuck in the ground, and the rest of his body still went forward.
Yep.
And he was medically done. Yeah, that's why he was the armory sergeant. He was just going through medical fucking kick out phase, whatever the fuck is called. Yeah, that
medically discharged.
Medical discharge. Yeah, yeah.
That sucks, man.
Oh, dude. Yeah, and he was an angry motherfucker. And after I learned that, I'm like, okay, now I know why he's so fucking pissed off. I don't blame him.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead. We've gone through all the super chats over here, right? Think so. All right. We are now going to go ahead and hop over to Rumble. Still can't believe it's another day where I had so many topics lined up. I'm not going to complain though. Amazing conversation, everybody. For all of you over here on the YouTube side, I'm dropping the link right now. Head on over to Rumble. Be sure to give us a sub over there. It'd be greatly appreciated. And like I've been saying, I would love so much for people to just start following over on Rumble. We do play the drinking game over there as well. Eventually, StreamYards is going to be allowing us to show Rumble rants and everything on stream, or I might just go to the other service, the EV, whatever the fuck it is, and we can start showing them over there. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much over here on YouTube. I hope you guys will hop over to the Rumble side. If not, thank you guys very much. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and I'll let everybody give a little bit of outro over here real quick. And then when we do a closing over there, we'll just close it off. Iron Oxide, you've been very quiet, but thank you for being over here, man.
Man, I just love listening to these stories, man. That's most just fucking interesting. It's like watching a documentary, but it's, you know, it's just a couple drunk guys talking about shit. So
I love it.
Nah, it's fascinating.
I mean, this is just
stories
army conversations, dude.
Awesome. I forget I'm not just watching tonight, so I apologize if I'm a little quiet. But
oh, dude, you're good, man.
You can catch me twice a week on MSK's Rumble stream. Everybody the thing is, as a viewer myself, it's about training yourself to just make that leap from YouTube to Rumble. It takes a few more steps and gets a little, just takes a little getting used to. But once you do it, get everything switched over, get all your super chats and everybody you want to support, just switched over to that. It's not that difficult. I'm working on my channel right now. Gonna have at least 2 videos drop by the end of the week. Still doing some editing. And I got a weekly panel show. And everyone here it's just an open invite show. It's just going to be sitting around like, picture just at a bar, at a table, round table, sitting and talking about random shit. And everybody has an open invite if you ever want to join in.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Date and time to be determined. Working around a lot of other people's schedules.
Oh, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. I see Cavalryman. Che, what's up, buddy? Over on the Rumble side. Dude, we are only closing up on YouTube. We're about to switch over exclusively to Rumble. So don't go anywhere, buddy. We are about to say some things we can't say over here on YouTube, which is going to be even better. Keely Chow's in the house. What's going on, Keely? Hop over to Rumble. I'm going to drop the link again for any of y'all who are just hopping in over on the YouTube side. We're about to go exclusively to Rumble, where Jesse can say what he wants to say too. Jesse, how high are you, buddy?
I am so high. Oh, I am
turned into Mr. Towel just now. That's great.
I'm a little crossfaded, but you know what? The best thing in the world you can do is come subscribe to Rumble.
That's right.
Common Nerd while you're there.
Subscribe to Common Nerd. Oh, dude, I think I have to update your description in the video description. I think I still have your YouTube channel on there, dude. Fuck, my bad, man. Dude, if you want to jump your Rumble in the chat right now, please do go ahead. And before we do, and while you're doing that, Mike Ross over on the Stream Element side just dropped a 50. Motherfucking 50. Dude, Mike Ross, thank you very much. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I can't believe that we're getting this much traction over here for a political show rather than our fucking more than our fucking Skinamax Saturday, you're really surprising the shit out of me, man. I appreciate the absolute fuck A. So Mike Ross for $50 says, let's start this off right. My previous donos and what I said, let's air everything out. Come on, put it out. All right, if you wanted to do that on the Rumble side, I apologize if I'm doing that too soon. If you want to wait, I'll give you a shout out again when we switch off YouTube. But I appreciate the fuck out of that, out of you, man. I appreciate the fuck out of that. Like I've been saying, I've been preaching this. I would love to just make everything fucking Rumble. Fuck YouTube. Fuck you very much. But damn it, dude, you deserve to shoot Dermy in the motherfucking dick.
Freaking out.
Okay, go.
Here's to you, Mike Ross. Damn, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much. Oh man, and not an official guest. Really just decided we talked about it, decided to have him on. Big Rob was a great contributor last couple of streams. Thank you so much for your amazing tips and donations, buddy. And thank you very much for your service. Happy Veterans Day. All that good fucking shit that all veterans hate hearing. You're awesome, dude. Thank you very much for being on. I love the patriotism, the liquor drinking, and the nerdom that you got over your left shoulder with Tron back there. I'm so happy that you were on here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've been looking for veteran specific channels to follow, and you guys were a lot of fun to listen to. Yeah, I mean, I'll be around. Whenever you guys want insight from someone like me, medic, a guy from 75th, got a lot of funny stories and stuff. So thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude. Love that.
You can find me on YouTube or Rumble at Big Rob 99, or on Twitter. It's at RGR_Bob. So Ranger _Bob. I just like to talk shit and make memes, basically. Just have a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome. Me too.
Is it at Big Rob 99?
It's at Big Rob 99, and that's YouTube or Rumble. And then on Twitter, it's at RGR_Bob.
All right, I am gonna drop his link in here. Oh, I'm in the private chat. Let me go over here. Don't think anybody really needs that in the private chat. I'm dropping your YouTube channel right now. Do give Big Rob some love. I gave you a sub, and your video popped up when you were showing the Taliban skating video. And then you ended up sending me on Twitter. I don't know if you saw my comment. I dropped a comment on your video, like, dude, you gotta send me this fucking link, and you sent me the link of your video. I thought about it. I think we'll talk about it on Saturday. Yeah, fucking Taliban Afghanistan are training to fight on rollerblades.
Dude, that one hit me pretty good. I have a lot of history with fucking rollerblades, man, from the fucking 90s. So that'll be a fun one to cover. I love that one.
Oh, dude, you've only got 17 views on that. That sucks. Oh God, you got to pick that up, guys. Show Big Rob some love. That was a great fucking video, man. Great commentary. Talking about his experience in the 75th and everything else. Big Rob, you are awesome, dude. Thank you, man. We're definitely have to have you back on again. That being said, we're not going anywhere on Rumble. Everyone on Rumble, stick around. We are going to switch off. We're going to turn off the YouTube side, and we're going to fucking have some conversation. I think everyone here has got the link now for the Rumble side. So go ahead. We're going to play the outro here, but we'll be right back over on Rumble. That being said, I'm going to copy Steven Crowder on this. YouTube, piss off.
Open those arms!